pick at 11 or 30. Something in between 11
Yeah.
and 30 would be my best. I don't think they have the assets to trade up to. I would have hoped that they would not trade up all the way to 9 with the New Orleans Saints. That would be
I
frustrating
agree with you.
to
I agree
have
with
to
you.
deal with personally. But if they like a player that much, I can always respect that, and we'll kind of get into those scenarios here in a little bit. But I'm ready. Let's go.
Yep. I agree with you on the scenarios. Like I said, we'll get into it more later. My preference is just sticking at 25 and kind of seeing how the board falls. I wouldn't make this big move because I don't think there's enough of a gap between, Kelvin Banks and Donovan Jackson and Tyler Booker and all these linemen that are in this area. Gray Zabel's another one. I just don't see this big gap between all of them to make that type of move. But like you said, if they have conviction towards Kelvin Banks and they think he's the best one, then go ahead and make your move. I mean, this team is realistically a couple pieces away from being a contender or a real contender. I guess they already kind of were a contender like last season. They're close. But to put them over the top, they're kind of a couple pieces away. So if you really do think Kelvin Banks is that guy, then I'm okay with making the move. My preference would be sticking and at least getting to kind of the 15 range and seeing what's there. At that point, I'd be okay with moving up a couple spots. My preference right now is just sticking at 25 and hoping for Donovan Jackson. Like that is what I'm hoping for personally.
Right.
But there's a lot of scenarios I'm open to. I think going into the draft close-minded is always a mistake.
And that's something that you're never gonna see with the Texans. Something I probably can resonate with all the guys, in the front office there. I think that you can't just stick at one spot. I think trading up and down throughout the draft is the best way to do it because, for example, you saw today the Texans, they have 2 6-round picks, no 4th-round picks, and no 5th-round picks. But honestly, at the end of the day, we know they'll probably acquire a 4th-round pick or a 5th-round pick at some point in this draft. So I don't expect them to not have a 4th-round pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. They have 9 picks. They're not going to pick 9 players. I'd be shocked if they picked 9 players.
And Nick Casario
it just
doesn't deal with picking 9 players. They don't need to be doing all that.
Yeah.
So
the way that I'm looking at the board currently is I don't think they're going to move up in the first necessarily. I think they're kind of loading up to move up in the second round. I'm looking at it like they're going to pick their lineman in the first round, and then maybe if Connerly or Jackson or Ursary or Abuka or one of these guys kind of slips a little bit, that's when you make your trade up move. That's kind of what I'm thinking personally. But like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm excited that we're finally here. We got Roger Goodell coming out on a bike right now. I don't know what that's about.
That's interesting.
But it's going to be an interesting draft for sure. And, there's a lot of different ways for the Texans to address this. I expect it to be an offensive lineman, but if it's Emeka Egbuka, that wouldn't shock me either.
Right. Now, I don't think we have any reason to genuinely believe that it would not be an offensive lineman. Right? Is that
I agree.
fair to say? But obviously, Matthew Golden and Emeka Egbuka are very talented players. In my eyes, they're definitely worthy.
I agree.
They fit into the group of worthy of first-round picks. Now, when you get to
I agree with that.
Tyler Booker, you're kind of like, I'm not really sure. Even Donovan Jackson and Connerly for me are not surefire first-round picks. So I've seen some analysts saying that Connerly and Jackson are like these perennial All-Pro potential players, Pro Bowl potential players. I don't necessarily see it that way. I think they're going to be very, very, very good NFL players.
I agree.
Also with Emeka Egbuka, it's a little different because he is kind of his versatile player, inside outside. People love how he interacts with others, like in the locker room, in the meetings. They love the person Emeka Egbuka as well, and also a person that people love, Tyler Booker. Apparently, he's the Will Anderson of the locker room, and if that does it, if that's what really pushes the needle for the Texans, we want Tyler Booker, then fine. I understand that, and I know he's going to be a quality player. Or not maybe quality, but
absolutely,
Tyler Booker is going to be a good NFL player.
Yeah.
And the Texans, and honestly, really any contending team should be okay. We're just saying, all right, we're getting a good player. Now, other teams, they probably want to get a very, very talented player it's sitting anywhere from 1 to 15. But once you start getting to those teams that already made the playoffs, they might think a little bit they might think about it a little bit differently. Jacob, if you could turn your TV down a little
I
bit.
did. I know.
You did.
We're kind of experimenting with
Yeah.
the setup here because we were kind of debating putting a draft tracker up.
Right.
So I'm gonna have the draft on in the background here. Maybe I'm assuming we'll talk. We'll go through the picks. We'll
Yeah,
kind of say
it's
who
yeah,
picks
it's
who.
yeah,
But I do
well,
have it on in the background. Just let me know, like if y'all have any requests or anything like that. Like just
right.
if y'all couldn't hear, just always let me know. We can figure that out because we're kind of this is the first time we're doing something like this. We haven't done a full on stream like
Yeah.
this in a long time. I just wanted to throw out there that I did just see from Jay Glazer. The Jaguars and Browns have a deal in place for when the Titans select Cam Ward. We'll see if that's true. That's what he said. So we will see. We kind of know Travis Hunter's going to. It's just kind of who is going to be the team to select Travis Hunter. I guess you can voice your own opinion. I don't understand why the Browns would trade out of that spot. I don't get it.
Well, hold on, because it's for a player of Travis Hunter's caliber, they might be getting a very, very good deal. I mean, could it potentially be an extra first round pick? Because if you get an extra first round pick, I'll
Yeah,
do it.
that's fair.
I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what the package is. I'm just on the side of I think Travis Hunter is one of these prospects that just doesn't come along very
No,
often. So I would
and
just take him.
absolutely.
Yeah, I
But
would just take him.
think about it like
But
this:
yeah,
the
no, if
Browns
you
have
get a
had
really good
talented
haul,
players on their team before. They've had
yeah,
Miles
that's
Garrett for
true.
years,
That's true.
and what did that do? For their
That's
franchise,
a good point.
not
Yeah.
much. If we're being completely honest, not much. Really,
No, it didn't.
who
Yeah.
did it for them was probably Baker Mayfield. When they made the playoffs, it was not Miles Garrett being the reason they made the playoffs. It's going to take a lot more than just Travis Hunter. Though, yes, he is playing offense and defense. I think Travis Hunter doesn't necessarily need to be a Cleveland Brown, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. And by the way, I just want to throw this out here too. We're not going to be spoiling the picks, okay? We will wait until they get announced. Because I know some people are going to be watching and
Or
then
someone's
listening
going to
to us.
spoil it for us in the chat, I bet.
That's probably true. It's
Yeah.
probably going to get spoiled for us. Maybe we'll hide the chat when the
Yeah.
Texans are picking. Maybe that's because I don't really care if other picks get spoiled. Like I really don't care. But like I said, it should be an exciting draft for sure. I think there's going to be a lot of kind of movement. I think people are going to get their own guys. There's just not a big gap between these players outside of kind of the top three. There's just a lot of question marks. So I think you're going to see a lot of teams move for their guy. And they're talking about Kelvin Banks at 6 now. I'm a little bit. I'm skeptical that they're going to
I don't
take
believe
Kelvin
that.
Banks.
I don't believe it.
I don't think they're going
I
to.
don't believe
I
because
really don't.
that just literally means that they think that he's better than Membow.
And I don't think he is.
And I don't think he is.
Yeah.
And so you
I don't think he is
cannot
either.
I cannot get down.
All I'm saying
at that
let
pick.
Membo get to 12,
For
13.
sure.
I'm selling the farm and going to get this
Right.
guy. I mean, that
Right.
I have him
Yeah.
as clearly the best lineman in the draft. Him and Will Campbell, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think Membo is the top lineman in this draft.
Right. And if we're gonna actually trade up, I guess we're gonna have to give away a second. If we're gonna give away an extra second, I guess it is an extra second, because from the Larry Tunsil trade, definitely do it for Membow. Probably not for Banks, but honestly for Membow, you can get away with trading an extra first round pick because I think he's that good. But even it's just for me,
he's so impressive. He's so impressive.
But
I'm super high on Membo.
But when it comes to Banks at 6 and trading up for Banks, it's just a little unsettling. But again, this is an NFL franchise that's making that decision, not me. They got to talk to Banks. They got to have interviews with Banks. They have all his measurements, they have all his tape. They got to talk to coaches, and so they know everything about Kelvin Banks. I'm just looking at Kelvin Banks from what I see on tape. I see a great pass protector on tape. I don't see a great run blocker on tape. They want what I thought I heard is that they wanted nastiness and physicality on their offensive line. And so that doesn't really scream Kelvin Banks to me whatsoever. Now, what they might do is and what Jacob kind of referenced earlier was, taking 2 offensive linemen, trading up.
I think that's what they're going to do.
So I can get down with that. Now,
happen.
The nastier linemen, to me, honestly, are probably going to be seen later in the draft other than Gray Zabel. There's some really nasty interior offensive linemen that you can get there. But maybe they're thinking personality wise. Frankly, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think Banks is nasty. I don't think Connerly is nasty. Um, but they
I think
obviously want
Booker
to.
could fall under that. I think
Yeah.
Booker's a nastier lineman. He could kind of fall into that range, I think, of the day
All
one
right,
guys.
I'll get all right.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you a little
Yeah.
bit, but the problem is that he's going to stop his feet after contact because he's not very agile, and
Yeah.
so it's more
Yeah.
about what he can do initially.
I agree. Yeah, yeah. Kelvin, yeah. I don't I'm kind of a little bit on the side of Kelvin Banks kind of came out of nowhere this last week. I'm kind of
It's so
convinced it's like an
weird,
agent
so
ploy.
weird.
Like
Yeah,
it feels weird that every team in the top 10 and these teams that are moving up, it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's Kelvin Banks. Like, where did that come from?
that's
A
so
week, I
random
swear a
too.
week
Like
ago
it's
he's
not like
getting
he's a
mocked at
well-known
19, 20.
player necessarily.
I don't know.
Or
I
though
don't buy it.
I will say last year, like when you see the first mock drafts come out, I think he was in like the top 10 for a lot of the original like OG mock drafts for the 2025 draft cycle. But I mean, obviously he fell. He was a little bit injured,
Yeah.
but again, to me, he didn't really show like he was an all-around tackle, and he also doesn't have the desired arm length. His body is just kind of
I'm
built a
my
little
take on it
weird.
is I was talking about this the other day. I think he's a guard. I really do. I think he's gonna play guard in the NFL.
And if that creates more power in the run game, then I'm all for it. Because I'm totally
Yeah.
fine with Blake Fisher being our right tackle, Titus being the left tackle, and figuring the rest of it down later in the line. Also being able to put Kelvin Banks at tackle once Titus gets a little bit older, and then you still have flexibility. So you're always going to have an option, as where they were having to move around Titus, who wasn't necessarily good at all three of those spots.
No.
And frankly, Titus played really good at left tackle. And so I'd like to see him there for a little.
Yep. The lineman. I just the Kelvin Banks stuff is just kind of. I don't know. I'm not. We're gonna see when the Raiders get on the clock here. I am banking on them not taking Kelvin Banks. I don't
I
think that's
agree.
their pick.
I agree. It's
I
just
don't think
no.
that's their pick. I think it's Membo if you're going offensive line, or I think they could pick Genty if he's there. I think they could pick even Tet. I think there's a lot of options outside of Banks that they would prefer. And I could be absolutely wrong. Like that is a very real possibility. But I just don't see it, man. I don't see it. All right, Titans made the pick. We're moving on. Well, Cleveland's on the clock now, so this is going to get interesting here. Um, we'll see what happens here. I'm, I you know hope Travis Hunter doesn't end up in Jacksonville. That's my take here. And I would prefer to not play him for the next decade because that guy he's special, man. He's the best player in the draft pretty easily to me.
I don't know about. You're acting like there's some big gap between Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter.
I think he's good amount better. Actually, my second player in the draft is Genty. I think Carter's
No,
the
that's
third
fair
best player.
too.
Yeah.
That's fair too. He's a
There you
winner.
go. Jacksonville is trading up.
They got it.
Jacksonville.
They got number
Yep.
two. All right, let's look for
They
this trade
traded.
package.
Here we go. Okay, here we go. They traded Browns traded number 2, 104, 200. Jaguars traded number 5, 36, a fourth rounder, and their 2026 first round pick. So they did get an extra first. They got the second. That's a haul. That's a haul.
Whew. That's why you do it.
The Jags. Yeah, I'm assuming the Jags are going to go Travis Hunter. That would be that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's no doubt.
they're not going to go Carter. They're not going to go Carter. That doesn't make sense.
Now, wouldn't it be funny if they did Ashton Genty because they thought the Patriots were going to take him?
That would be pretty funny. Will Campbell right here. No, they're gonna go with Travis Hunter here.
Oh, dude, they 36 and a 2026. Woo!
Yeah, that feels like a.
I mean, okay, obviously this isn't really about draft position; it's about the player, and so you're probably not trading up that much. You know, if it's Will Campbell or G&T, even though G&T is obviously a stud, but like you're trading up for a two-way player. Simple as that. It's got to be Travis Hunter.
I agree.
There's no doubt about that.
All right. That's a lot. That's a lot to give up.
Browns are trading number 2 overall pick, a 4th-round pick, and a 6th-round pick for the Jags. The Jags are trading the number 5 overall pick, a 2nd-round pick, number 36.
Yep. So Travis Hunter, basically what we gave up to go from 12 to 3. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty similar actually. You're not wrong. That's a similar package.
Okay, so that's what you're thinking.
This is gonna be this is gonna be an interesting draft, man. This is gonna be a interesting one. I don't think we've seen a lot of stuff like this before.
Right, because you never. I mean, dude, I can't get over the trade because I would do that in a second if I'm the Cleveland Browns. I'm like, thank you very much. I will take that. And so now the Browns will probably take. I guess they'll probably take Will Campbell. I don't know.
I think they're going offensive line. Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, like,
do they take Genty? No, they wouldn't take Genty. I don't think. I mean, maybe.
No, you can't. You can't. I mean, I guess you could because now you have all these assets. But they could take whoever they think the best tackle is, and that might not necessarily be Will Campbell. So, I mean, it's more about just being there at 5, having control of your draft, because you didn't really care about taking Travis Hunter.
I think Will Campbell's going to go 4. I think the Patriots are going to take Will Campbell. So I'm thinking
the Patriots are a wild card though because you don't know they could take G&T in.
So if he goes 4, I think the Browns could take Membo. I think that would make sense at 5. I think that's a good spot for him.
That'd be great because he has plenty of time to develop, and he could even he could play guard, and he could play tackle down the line, and he's so athletic and already strong, and so there's really nothing that the Browns can do wrong here, right? I mean, it's not like they're going to take Mason Graham or something silly like that. I mean,
yeah, it feels like they're in a good spot now. I mean, you're going to get one of your linemen because they do need line. They need line. They need line help for sure. I think that's where they'll go with that pick.
Yeah,
but I think they could go. Like, what are some other options? They could go. I mean, I'm sure now we're gonna be like, oh, they're going Kelvin Banks, considering how the mocks have been going. We're gonna take Kelvin Banks, but
I mean, that's just crazy. And also, the Raiders are chilling. I mean, none of this really affects. It's just funny how we have really no idea what the Raiders are gonna do. Probably not really any clue what the Patriots are gonna do, and then we don't know the player that the Browns are gonna take, and then the Jets could just take Tyler Warren and call it a night, or they could do something out of the box.
Yeah, I think the Jets take Membo if he gets there, but I don't think he's going to get there. Is the thing. I don't personally think he's going to get there. I'd be a little surprised.
I think we're in for some surprises. That's what I'm thinking.
We already had one, so this is definitely going to be a draft where you see a lot of stuff that you didn't expect to see. No, they're still on the clock, so we don't necessarily know who the pick exactly is, but I'm assuming it's Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Or they shock everyone, go Shador Sanders, man. There you go. Get their quarterback of the future.
It's like the Giants were just like, we're taking Shador if he's there. We're taking him. You better trade up. No. It's all because
all right, well, the picks
the Giants just take Travis Hunter all along. I wonder how that shit works. The smokes, like they really just be like saying, "We're gonna take him, bro. We're gonna."
I don't know how that starts. Yeah, I don't know how that. Yeah, if you let him get to us, we're gonna take him.
Right, like it's the Giants' ploy to get Travis Hunter, and it just magically works.
See, I was kind of against them trading Travis Hunter, but with that package, I can't say much about Cleveland. That was a haul for them. I don't have an issue with that move for them.
I just love how it's dead. It's like dead ass a player trade. Like Travis Hunter essentially just got traded for 2 first-round picks and a second rounder, and he hasn't even played an NFL snap yet.
Yeah, it's a haul.
Pre-show. You're killing two birds with one stone here. Travis Hunter is the best wide receiver in the draft. He's also the best corner in the draft. And I believe
All right, let's see. All right, so I guess we can kind of spoil this one. They did take Travis Hunter. So, Travis Hunter's the pick for them. That's I'm not necessarily happy about Travis Hunter being in our division for forever, but I'm also not mad because I don't think Jacksonville's going to be very good next season, and they gave up their first rounder. So,
and the thing is, they gave up their first-round pick, and I don't know how that team is going to be a wild card team. And they gave up their second-round pick this year, which they needed to add talent to their roster.
Yeah.
So you're only probably looking at maybe 1 or 2 more starters from this draft, and that's it. And so you look at the roster now for the Jaguars. What you see is what you get. But they did really need a wide receiver, and they did actually really need a corner.
It fills 2 positions of needs.
They really did need. Now, let's see what their plan is for Travis Hunter. I would assume it's going to be full-time receiver and snaps at corner.
That's kind of what I'm thinking as well.
They needed to play receiver really badly.
How you doing, Juan? So who do y'all think the Texans are going to get? We can talk about this. My opinion right now, if I was a guessing man, would be Tyler Booker. I think that's either going to end up with, but you don't really know. It's kind of impossible to know. It just depends on how the board falls.
Yeah, Juan, I'm gonna have to kind of ride Jacob here a little bit. I really don't know. I'm not sure how we could know when they're at pick 25. I can give you names though if you want multiple names. Like, I could say Tyler Booker, I could say Donovan Jackson, I could say Josh Connerly, and I guess Abuka if he falls. I don't really know. I mean, there's like 5, and you could say Matthew Gold, and you could say Kelvin Banks if they really want to trade up for him. So just a couple of names to keep your eye out for. I don't think it would be so. I'm not going to be surprised who they pick, just because it'll make sense in the end. It's not like they're going to take it's not like they're going to take Derek Carr or something. I might lose my shit if they do that, though.
Okay, so you were talking about Connerly. What are your thoughts on Josh Connerly? Because I've seen kind of mixed opinions on him.
Yeah, and with Josh Connerly, it just kind of came off to me that he was more of a. We got Armstead in the background yelling Duval. Sorry, everyone.
Let me turn this down a little bit.
I'll just kind of turn this off for a second. We're fine. Forget about it. Yeah, I just kind of felt that Josh Connerly was a pure pass protector, but hey, that is not a bad thing, especially in the modern NFL. Actually, all right, so looks like I gave him a late second-round grade. Now, remember, I probably did this scouting report like 3 months ago, and I didn't even have as much. So I was kind of, I was in the mood doing tackles, and he just kind of stacked up that way against all the other tackles that I had watched. But keep in mind, a late second-round grade is like a quality above average starter in the NFL, or above average to average. Kind of falls in that in-between area. I would try to think of like the quality of play you get from Titus Howard, but obviously just like a different play style. But
like
a Madden overall kind of thing. Like he's not going to be. He could have a Pro Bowl or 2. He could rank top 15 on like PFF, for some stats. Like that's kind of what he would be. And it's just kind of let's look at the scout. This is what I wrote. Has all the looks of an NFL tackle. Super fluid with lower body flexion and overall body control. So he's a good athlete. He's the quickness and calm hands to shut down speed rushers and adapt along the way with active hands. So he moves very, very well in pass protection. He's got good hands and all that stuff. This is about his run blocking here. He's a good move blocker that really attacks and generates power with quick foot speed and some jolt from the hips. And he also kind of has like a secondary motor to stay at balance and keep driving defenders down the field. Now, I did still feel like that was a little bit inconsistent, and because it's at the college level when he's doing it, you really have to think about if he's going to be able to generate power in the run game in the NFL.
Yep.
I said he was also a fluid bowler that can kind of lead the path to the end zone. There weren't many, and I also noted of this, there's not many weaknesses to his game. He just needs to be more consistent with his punch power at the point of attack. Basically, I saw the highlights of it, or he has his highlights. I watched the entire game. He has his, moments of where he is dominating players and driving them downfield, but not consistently enough. He has the accurate and active hands to force you to win with pure power, meaning that he shuts down those finesse rushers. Think of like a Von Miller, someone who's really good with his hands. So he can do it against him. He'll be an instant NFL starter. He'll allow a low pressure rate and does supply agility, jolt, and drive as a run blocker, which means more likely would be better in a zone run scheme, but probably isn't going to be able to kick out the edge or like necessarily kind of wall the guys off from getting, like, people are going to get across face from him sometimes. Because I don't think he has I don't know what his arm length is. Actually, probably look that up. So we'll take a look at his arm length too. He went to the combine, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I have all the combine measurements.
I believe he did.
All right. His arm length is okay, yeah. His arm length is 33 and a half, essentially. For example, someone else who has someone that has lower. Oh, by the way, Tyler Booker has longer arms than him. I didn't even notice that on tape. Kelvin Banks actually has the same arm length as Josh Connerly.
Okay.
So it's not like the desired arm. Like, they want you to have 34-inch arms. That's why he's more of a finesse guy than a power guy, because he doesn't have massive hands or long arms. And we can look at other players' arm lengths too. Ursari has 33 and 33.1 inch arms.
Okay.
So that's even less. Donovan Jackson also has 33.5 inch arms. Emory Jones from LSU has 34.3 inch arms. And then you have a really, like, Marcus Mbao, love him, from Purdue, but he's got 32-inch arms. Plays right tackle, but he's probably gonna play guard. And I'm trying to think of, and then Jonah Savanea, he's got 33.8. Simmons actually has the 33-inch arms, which I didn't even know that, but you wouldn't be able to really tell on tape, just because he operates so smoothly. He doesn't seem to really be affected by too much.
All right. Yep. Thoughts on the Jags planning him to play him at both receiver and DB? I mean, it's gonna be tough, I think, but I think he could do it. I think he could pull it off.
I just think, someone was talking about this on probably a show or something this week. You have to be in the meeting room you can't be in two meeting rooms at the same time.
Yeah.
And also, no, I don't think a defensive playbook is hard to learn. I mean, I played safety in high school. It's not that complicated. I played in the secondary, and so you just kind of have to know certain hand signs and little key phrases. But offensive playbook, I struggled with a little bit more to learn. And now think about it at the NFL level. And Liam Cohen, he's probably going to run a multiple offense. He's been around around the league, been around the college ranks. It's going to be a lot to learn.
For sure.
So that's going to be a little tricky for him. But I still think the best thing to do is just let him focus on offense and then work his way in to defense, and he'll always be able to play defense. But you also don't want him to take many hits, and you can mitigate that by just playing him on third down.
Yep. That's
as a corner. Play him on third down as a corner.
That's what I would do. Okay. Yeah. Well, the Giants take Abdul Carter.
All right, let me know the Giants. Yep. They took him? All right. Thank God. Hallelujah.
Yep. Giants just went Abdul Carter.
They did not take Shedeur, and that's all I really care about.
The Cleveland Browns are taking calls from teams interested in the number 5 pick. They're open to moving down
That's
again.
smart as well
Yep. Just collect
because
your
they
assets.
probably don't have
collect your assets.
Can't really imagine who would want to trade up to 5 though.
I think you could see Chicago coming up for Genti. I think that's a possibility.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's like the Browns are like, you know what? We don't want the premier players because we don't need a premier player. We need a lot of players. So once the premier players are gone, then we'll make our pick. And so 10 is a good spot. 10 is a very good spot. I think the Bears, if the Bears have a conviction for Campbell or for G.T., then they should definitely
Yeah,
move up.
and it's probably going to depend on what we see the Patriots do with this next pick. Like you said, they're kind of a wild card. I saw that they were saying that they spent
Right. This
time.
is really
They
like
spent time with
the draft has just started,
Yeah.
Jacob. The draft has
Yeah,
just
we kind of
started.
knew those guys were going to go in the 3. Obviously, we didn't expect Jacksonville to be the one picking Hunter, but we knew that those guys were going to go, in the top. So, not a shocker.
I was just a little worried the Giants were actually going to take Shedeur, but
Sounds like they like Jackson
we're
Dart,
off
man.
that. Yeah, it does. Which he's not going to play for like at least 2 years, so I'm okay with that. Or he's not going to play for a year. We know that. That's a guarantee.
Yeah, he's not going to play for a little bit.
You still have Russell Wilson and you have Jameis. I would personally play Jameis.
All right, what are we thinking here? Do we talk about the picks at when they happen, like when they get tweeted, or do we wait till the broadcast? I kind of feel like it's fine for us on the stream to kind of. I think we maybe just we just go from the. I guess maybe when the Texans are picking. I don't know. Oh well, I just saw the Patriots pick. So
I don't mind talking about the picks before they're selected.
What's up?
I don't mind talking about the picks before they're selected. That's all right.
All right. Well,
or before they're
if we're gonna do that, the Patriots did take Will Campbell.
Oh,
they did go Will Campbell.
Okay.
So now Cleveland's back on the clock.
Wow.
So kind of thing depart so far. That's who I mocked to them in my last mock. I had them taking Will Campbell because that just seemed like the right pick. They needed offensive line help clearly. I think that's correct. Although I prefer Membo, but
Well, to be fair, the Patriots have multiple spots to fill in their offense line. They might want Will Campbell to be an all pro guard.
That's true. Yeah.
So
that's good.
Frankly, I think someone was talking about how Logan Mankins was just on the Patriots for so many years, and he played multiple positions for them too. And that's frankly kind of what the Patriots just want at this point: someone that they can trust to be there for years and years. Like I go to LSU, I love Will Campbell. He's a dog. He's gonna bring a fun presence to that locker room, grit on the field. And I thought he could play tackle. I really thought he could play tackle at the NFL level. We'll see what happens there, though.
Yep, it'll be interesting.
100% sure.
All right. Yep. The Browns.
But he's going to be a great player.
Browns are on the clock. I think they could go. Like we said, they could go Membo here. They could go Genti. They could trade out. There's a lot of ways that they could go. I mean, if you want to go Genti, I wouldn't have an issue. Or I mean, trade back, not trade completely out. I mean, trade back to like 10.
I would trade back. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do here. There's a lot of options for them. Like I said, I would have no issue with them taking Genti. Honestly, I think he's the best player on the board. I think, you've added all these assets where.
Well, what do they gain?
I don't know.
What do they gain?
I don't think they gain a whole lot, honestly. But I think he's just the best player, and I think now you could do
it. I know he's the best player, but they just traded out of getting
Hunter,
one of the best players in the NFL, maybe. So
yeah, it's true. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm interested. This is an interesting pick.
Yeah, this is an interesting pick. I mean, we're gonna get probably a notification in a minute if they trade or pick.
It's probably going to change the entire draft, honestly, with how it goes. Because if they go offensive line, the Raiders and the Jets are kind of sitting here like, I don't know what we do. Maybe if they go, I
think the Jets might just
Jets maybe go Warren. That's the guy they've talked about.
Yeah, just to simplify it, he's a one-of-a-kind player too, honestly, with his skill set, his athleticism, his size. I'm already losing my voice here. That's not good. It's the allergies. It's getting me.
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll kind of see the bank situation. Can you get a quick Donovan Jackson praise so we can feel okay with the pick? I will. I'm sure as we get down on the board, I will talk up Donovan Jackson. I love Donovan Jackson. I've liked him for months now. I think he's a very, very good
Oh,
prospect.
this is
Yeah, it
Cal.
is Cal.
All right, hold on. Let me pull out the. You asked for the scouting report 9 hours ago, but I was a little busy. So we'll let me pull it up real quick.
All right. So what the Slick Rick guy just said that the Browns are not trading the pick. They are picking. I don't know who, but they're picking.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I'm assuming
If,
offensive
if,
line.
if only the broadcast wasn't so far
I
behind, I'd
know.
actually watch
Dude,
it.
it's
But like,
always so
it's
far
like
behind.
fucking 10 minutes
Yeah.
behind. I mean,
It's always
it's
so far
impossible.
behind. It's because they got to draw it
I
out and do their like. It's so stupid.
Yeah, I think they just showed the Giants
They did,
selection
yeah.
and that was it. Like, all right, while we wait for the Browns, Cal, I'm gonna read this Donovan Jackson report. Oh, here it is. So I gave an early second round grade, which actually means above average starter. If you like put it as early second round grade, it means above average. Which I think Jacob can agree. He probably thinks that Donovan Jackson is going to be an above
I
average
do.
player.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I actually have a shorter one here, I guess. It says pure pass protector as a tackle, strong grip winner inside. So he does show good inside hands and enough strength, kind of move guys off their spot and sustain blocks. He looks the part on both the inside and outside. He's got a good base and core to maintain his balance. He has a couple slip ups. He's not necessarily a mauler in the run game, but he does consistently get first hands with accuracy, and he kind of flashed some upper body and lower body flexion. So he's got the desired flexibility. He's got good range from gap to gap when he's a guard. And in my opinion, just from memory, he looked like a great athlete.
He
With
moves
all the
really well.
range
He's smooth.
desired from the when he moved the tackle is
Yep.
what I'm talking about in the playoffs. He moved very well, and which is just so impressive that he moved so well and wasn't really, he was calm and composed. And when you're moving out there, it's just very impressive. And then I can put it right or left tackle and move to guard later in career because I think he just played so well in the
He
college
was
football
awesome.
playoffs.
He was
Tackle. Now,
excellent.
of course, the Texans, right now, the Texans might just put him at guard and then move him to tackle, which is just fine as well. Like you said, it would be guard, tackle. Later in career, he's going to go back to guard. But the point is, he's going to have a very, very long NFL career
All right.
because of his hand accuracy, not necessarily because of his athleticism, because his hands are so accurate.
Cleveland selected
All right.
Mason Graham.
No fucking way.
Okay.
That's literally what I said they shouldn't do.
They picked Mason Graham.
That's no way.
Yep. You can check. It was
That is I literally said they can't mess this up unless they draft Mason Graham.
Well, then from Slick Rick, apparently the Raiders, it seems like they may go Genty. They might go Genty here. He just I don't know if he's right, but it sounds like they may go Genty, which again, that puts Kelvin Banks really in play for the Texans.
And they're dropping. All right. What the hell? Were the Raiders rumored to Genty at all during this draft?
Yeah.
Cycle?
Like
Yeah,
2 or 3 weeks ago, everyone thought they were going Genty, and then it kind of switched. Everyone was like,
yeah. Oh, that's it. The GM's son was like, "You have to draft Genty, or I'm gonna hate you," or something like.
I'm shocked.
Wow, yeah.
Mason Graham. I'm shocked. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't get that pick. I would have just taken Genty. I would have just gone the running back.
Oh my god! But like, oh, they could have traded back. I really think they could have traded. They had it. They could have traded back. Oh my god! Unbelievable. Oh.
All right, so
Wow.
Yep. So they take. So right now, Raiders are on the clock. Like I said, that Slick Rick guy, he said it's Genty. So we will see if he's correct or not. I am so convinced that it is not Kelvin Banks. I would be so shocked if it's Kelvin Banks. That just doesn't make sense. It does not make any sense.
If you watch Membau's tape and Banks' tape side by side, it's really not hard to tell who the better player is.
Yeah.
It's really, I really don't
agree.
think it is. Oh my God, Jacob, that is insane.
I know. I
They
got
drafted
as soon as
Mason
you started
Graham.
doing your Jackson report, I was sitting here. I saw the pick. I'm like, this is gonna be good because you were like, do not take Mason Graham.
Don't take
I just think Mason
Graham.
Graham's really good. By the way, I think he's really good.
Oh yeah, no, it has nothing to do with the
Yeah.
player Mason Graham. It's just at 5 with, and you could trade back. Like people are calling to trade back.
Yeah. Because I think
Like,
I
just do
honestly
it.
think that if the Raiders really do go Genty, I think the Bears would have been calling you. I really do. I think the Bears wanted Genty, so I think you could have moved back 5 spots, and honestly, you may still have gotten Mason Graham at 10. Like there,
Yeah, it really could, unless they have like a dead set conviction. Like we need Mason Graham, or we're not going to risk it, or because I guess the Panthers could take him.
I guess, yeah.
And maybe the Saints. The Saints have a weird thing with white defensive linemen. I don't know. So they might.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Drafted in.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah,
all right, I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. I will be right back.
All right.
This is already living up to the pre-draft excitement hype. I'm into this, man. This is good stuff.
I don't know. The bad GMing is is hard to watch.
All right.
But I like the Jaguars trading up for Travis Hunter because I was literally thinking a couple months ago, man, they have no corners and they have no receivers.
I think
okay, they have BTJ, but like they have no other receivers and they had no corners. So I mean, Travis Hunter's the perfect player to go to Jacksonville. And he said he doesn't like to do shit other than play video games, and there's nothing else to do in Jacksonville.
Hey man, so. I quick ran it, man. I quick ran that. They're saying no way you watched in that time, man. I quick ran that. I got my little spray.
Yeah, that was a quick. Did you really have to go that badly? I mean,
I just went real quick. It was a quick. It was a quick one. It was a quick one.
I can't see the comments though. Is there a way for you to like make it to where I can see the comments?
I thought they were on the side.
No, it's not on the side for me.
Oh, that's weird. I can see it on mine.
Yeah, I can't.
I don't know.
I can't see it.
You maybe can you do it for yourself? Like, does it show the chat for you? Here, maybe let's flip it. Can you see it now? Man,
no, I can't.
Can you see it when I put the comment up, like the top one? Okay.
Yeah, I can see when you put it up.
I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, here. I'll see if I can figure it out. Let's see. Maybe I'll adjust it. I don't know. Hide chat overlay. I don't know why it's not working. Yep, Raiders went Genty. See, the bank stuff was the biggest. That was so obvious.
That was so. I didn't believe it for a second. Oh my God. Wow. I wouldn't say this is necessarily what the Raiders need. They're a team that, to me, just doesn't look like they have much talent on their roster. But obviously,
that's a fun team, though.
There's no doubt that you got Geno, but they do need receivers. They need those playmakers.
They do.
They need as many playmakers.
And I'm a Geno Smith. I'm a Geno Smith fan. I like Geno Smith.
Me too. I love Geno.
So I
think he's really good.
Where the hell am I getting tagged? Okay. Yep. So they went Genty. That's.
I think the Jets just got to go Membauer or Tyler Warren. I think
this is Membo.
It's very. Simple.
I think this is Membo.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized I tweeted. I spoiled the tweet, but okay, whatever. I don't really care. So yeah, that's kind of what I expected. I just the Raiders taking Banks just didn't make sense to me. Like they're just not he's not that good. If you really wanted to go offensive line, you should go Membo. That was always my take.
It was just an unreal last second push by the agent. Had to be.
Yeah. But I will say this puts him in play for the Texans because I don't think the Raiders are going to take him. You look down the board, you get the Jets. I don't think the Jets are going to take. Well, the Raiders didn't take him. The Jets, I don't think are going to take him. I think the Jets go Membo or Warren. I'm trying to see the list. I forget the board. Let me move this out of the way. You get Carolina. Carolina's pick is apparently on the trade market, from what it sounds like. So that's a possible trade spot.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think that's going to be Banks. Or maybe the Texans try to move up to 8. That'd be a far. That would be far, but I don't think it's impossible.
Oh my God, I'd lose my mind. Oh. I mean, I don't think. I think we're about to find out if there's going to be a push on tackles or not. I mean, someone could honestly end up taking Membo, and then like, oh, we gotta go trade up for Banks right now. We gotta go trade up for Simmons right now. I think the Chiefs are probably gonna trade up for Simmons if they get uncomfortable, but there's a chance he could just slide.
All right, so this is from Jeremy Fowler. Browns entered trade talks knowing it had to secure a player on their very short list, which was Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Mason Graham. So that was their thought. They could get down to 5, still get one of their top guys.
And that's why I love the NFL, because that was their board. Like, they don't care about what I say or what anyone else on Twitter says. Like, they had a conviction for Mason Graham, and they did not feel comfortable staying there. Now, again, I don't think the Jets or Raiders were going to actually take Mason Graham. But like, it's difficult with tedious trades like that to move a couple spots. It's just a little risky. And so they could have easily gotten jumped.
I think
which is fair. But,
I'm not a big fan of I'm not a big Mason Graham fan. I think he's good. I don't think he's at the same level as Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter. But Cleveland is
a tier. There's definitely a tier. But he's in the second tier.
Yeah, he's in the second tier.
That's fair. That's fine. And I think that once we get to maybe past Jalen Walker, I guess Jahad Campbell could go anywhere, but I think Walker and Jahad Carter are kind of in that second tier. Once we get past then, like, teams they're not going to care to trade back or trade up. They're just going to take their guy. And that guy could have gone in the early second round, or he may end up going 13th overall. Now, I think Gray Zabel may have established him as a top 15 pick, and that's one player that was probably dead set there. I don't think Banks should actually be set there in the top 15, even though a lot of mocks would suggest that he is. I don't think Simon should be locked in there. I don't think Michael Williams is locked into the top 15, even though he's a top 15 player. I think I actually have him as top 15.
Just FYI, because we're talking about Will Campbell, Mike Vrabel said that Will Campbell is a left tackle. He's going to play left tackle for them.
Oh, shit. So, he said that with confidence.
Yeah.
Wow. Then also, like, I would love to see maybe Derek Harmon go in the first round or Darius Alexander go in the first round. Just see which team is like, I don't care. These are good players. We're just going to go ahead and take them. And then the cornerbacks is when it gets a little bit weird because, I mean, you could take I struggle to pronounce his last name, the corner from FSU. Take him. You could also take Maxwell Harrison in the first. Some teams might love Trey Amos on the boundary. And then Will Johnson.
I like Will
as well. And then I think Benjamin. Yeah, I really like Will Johnson. I don't know what the hell did I give him for a grade.
Selected Armen Membo.
I have a top 10 grade on Will
Jets
Johnson.
went Membo. Yeah,
the Jets went Membo.
It's a good pick.
So right now is what we're about to see if teams really care about these offensive tackles.
Yep. And so the Carolina is fielding calls at 8, so we'll see what happens here. If they stick, I would assume that they would pick like who's a good. Jalen Walker was an option I've seen for them.
think I would do Jalen Walker.
Yeah, I think that would make sense. And then who's at
I
9?
think,
Then 9 is the Saints.
I think the Saints have no reason to stick at 9 because their roster stinks.
Yeah.
Frankly, if I were them, I would. Nothing's really enticing. I think this is kind of the start of the cluster, if you will.
I think so. Yeah.
If I had big roster needs, I would probably take Will Johnson. I would probably take Jahad Campbell if I had big roster needs. So for the Saints, I would probably say that. They lose Paulson? Isn't it Paulson Adebo a Giant?
Yeah, he left. He went somewhere. He's not there anymore though.
I think he's a Giant. Yeah. I don't like Mike. Like I said, Michael Williams doesn't need to necessarily be a top 10 pick, but he should go in the cluster. And then we'll see about this on the tackles. It's really what kind of controls the draft now.
Yeah, I mean, because I think you could see. I think Chicago could take Banks. If you're looking at it from a Texans perspective, I think they could take Banks. I don't know. I'm trying to think.
The Bears are probably not very
They
happy.
could probably keep Warren now.
Yeah, I think the Bears would take Warren if he was there, and that's true. Now that the Jets didn't take Warren, I think that the Bears will just go there, and otherwise they'll probably just trade back. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
And then go defense because their offensive line will be fine. They have Darnell Wright. They have I was talking to my buddy about him the other day, or Braxton Jones, and then they completely revamped their interior offensive line, so they will be all right if they don't get a tackle. And if they don't get Tyler Warren, they probably don't need to stick. Or actually, frankly, you could go Jahad Campbell, Jalen Walker, Will Johnson.
Jahad Campbell, I like that. I would like that for them. Jahad Campbell is such an underrated player in this draft. I get he's like still getting top 15 hype. I think he's top like 7 or 8 good.
So good, and honestly, I don't even know. Like sometimes when you look at players that play different positions, you can kind of tell what position they play. But I'm not so sure that it's like dead set that he's going to play linebacker or he's going to play edge. I think it's really he could honestly rotate just both.
Yeah. All right, let's see what happens at pick. What are we at? 8? Yep, Carolina.
All right, yeah, we should be hearing anytime soon if they trade back or not.
They've been on the clock for a little bit now, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, which probably means they're working a trade.
Yeah, probably. I would assume that they want to trade back, but I don't necessarily know if anyone wants to trade up with them. I'm not sure that there's anyone that's really clamoring for a trade up right now. Who's the guy that you would make the move for? I don't think Kelvin Banks is. I don't think he's going to go in the top 10. I don't think a team's going to make this move because, like, I'm not like I get that some people expected him to go to the Raiders, but like I just never expected that. I don't think teams expected that to happen either. I think that was just an agent ploy. I really do.
Had to be. Makes no sense. I mean, just absolutely had to be.
Okay. Yeah. Still nothing on the Panthers yet. So we will see.
Okay.
If they stick, I would assume that they would go. Like we said, Jalen Walker probably, Mikael Williams maybe.
That's the thing, though. They're all different players, so they could just have their preference. And
yeah.
I have I'm not a Panthers fan, and I don't know like who they've done the most work on, but they can't necessarily go wrong. It's just like if they want to go get more value and then take the best player available. But right now there's like 5 number like 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E players available, so they'll be all right.
Yeah, I agree. Man, I can't. There is nothing on them yet. You would, they're taking this long. They're probably trying to work out a trade here. Like I said, I don't know who would trade up.
Someone who really wants Tyler Warren would be my only guess.
I just don't know who that would be. Like, I guess people think higher these tight ends than I do. I don't really like the tight ends as much as some people do. I think they're good, but not.
Oh, I guess someone might take Colson Loveland soon as well.
Yeah. I think Loveland's kind of a more not that I think he's better than Warren, but I think he's a more unique skill set than Warren is. Personally, I think his receiving is very fun. I think you can kind of play him in the slot.
He's a better route runner. Yeah. But I mean, Warren just kind of separates in a different way.
I don't know. Let's see. I'm telling you, I don't think Kelvin Banks is going to go in this top 10. I think he's going to slip a little bit. I've thought that for a little bit.
I'm right there with you. There's just no way. There's just no way.
Now, I do think if he gets to 11, 12, we're going to start seeing the Texans try to trade up. I really do. I do believe that's going to be what happens. Which I'd be okay with at the end of the day. I think Banks is good. So, yeah, the Panthers have been on the clock for a long
the Texans,
time.
The big thing though is that the Texans seem to really like Kelvin Banks. They've done a lot of work on him. You hear these insiders saying that they like him. Hearing Kelvin Banks to the Texans. They also hear a little bit about Tyler Booker to the Texans. So it would probably be really just the two guys at this point, and then probably Donovan Jackson and then Josh Connor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really
I agree.
It kind of comes down to those people. So.
Well, in case so this is kind of Giant stuff, but the Giants did exercise Kayvon Thibodeau's 5th-year option. So he was kind of a guy they talked about possibly trading. Now I don't think you're going to trade him.
Oh, I mean, I'm not really sure what the plan is with Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah, I don't know.
Frankly, I mean,
you
have Brian Burns and Abdul Carter.
Pretty big surprise there, actually. They went Tet McMillan. They go Tet McMillan 8th overall. I'm not a fan of that pick, man. I don't like that. I don't know. I'm not a Tet guy.
I like Tet. I cannot lie. He's just so unique for how he moves at his height. And people want to call him stiff, but that's only on certain routes.
Yeah.
And he moves so much different from anyone that's ever been his size at the receiver position. And he moves so well after the catch as well. Massive catch radius. I mean, look, the guy can catch all the way up here with one hand. He can do whatever he wants. Like, look, that makes a lot of sense. If you don't like, or I don't even know if they need offensive linemen.
Their line's pretty good. Yeah, their line's pretty good now.
So yeah, and they already have a good run game. But yeah, they probably could have looked to go defense.
I'll say good for Bryce.
But they did need a receiver.
Yeah,
if you look at the receiver room, if you look at the fucking Madden rankings, I'm pretty sure their highest rated receiver is like 74.
Yeah, the receiver room did need help.
Jacob's got a disco party on the back.
That's probably why they were trying to trade down, probably try to get Tet later. But you didn't have a market for it. You just take him. Yeah. I don't. Yeah, that wouldn't have been my pick because I had other receivers above Tet. But
so who would? So your pick would have been another receiver, or
I would have probably gone Jalen Walker or one of these defensive guys. That probably would have been my pick. I even like Walter Nolan in this spot. Like he's a guy that I could have taken. I'm a big Walter Nolan fan, so I could have taken him.
I think he's gonna fall because of character concerns.
Yeah. No, that's totally fair, and that's why I have a hard time judging the draft because we don't know everything about all these guys. Like that's what's so hard about it. So Walter Nolan may fall, but just for me, I'm just judging it off of what I see, and at the end of the day, I see a really awesome player with Walter Nolan. So,
oh, absolutely. Yeah, he's kind of the third tier of the defensive players after you get past the Mason Graham, the Jalen Walker, the Jahad, the Michael, and the Will Johnson. I think that's kind of where you find one. But you could also argue that he's in the second tier. That's very He has the athleticism and the power, and you don't really see that. I worry a bit about his run defense though.
A little bit, yeah.
But these days you do see so much rotation on the defensive line that you probably get away with drafting guys that are more specifically in pass rushers, and he definitely leans more to that. I think Mason Graham has enough run stopping. I actually think Kenneth Grant has enough pass rushing
Yeah. I like
along with his
Kenneth
run
Grant's the guy that's
stopping.
grown on me a lot over like the last month. He's a guy that I'm a fan
Yeah.
of.
Right.
Okay, so Tet goes 8. Who do we think the Saints are going with at 9? If assuming they don't trade out.
Hmm. They're so weird. They always do something
It
weird.
feels like defensive line. It feels like they're going to go with one of these defensive linemen. I mean, maybe that's just me.
All right. I'll guess. I'll go with Mykel Williams.
Okay.
That'll be my guess.
I'm going to say I'll go Jalen Walker.
Let's hear it.
Jalen Walker.
All right. One of the Georgia guys.
But honestly, like if they took a tight end, that wouldn't shock me either. Like they're such a weird team. They could do a number of things, and I wouldn't be surprised. Like Kelvin Banks is an option too.
They'll go They're going to go the Raiders route. Take Brock Bowers when you have nothing but trash on your roster, and then you build up once you have the really good tight end. I could see that, but I think they should trade back. This is great. This is a great spot to trade back.
I agree.
But no one wants to take no one wants to take Banks 9th overall because they know he's not worth the 9th overall pick.
No, he's not worth the 9th overall pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Daniel Jeremiah's board, the highest ranked player on his board left is Jalen Walker. Just so we're aware.
Yeah, I mean,
I actually wouldn't be surprised if they went Jahad Campbell.
That'd be fun. Yeah, like I said,
I think
that'd be a
good pick if they did go him. That's a name that I just saw. So,
I need to start looking at the best player available. But I mean, because we're gonna see something weird at some point. Even though I would assume the next 6 picks are Jalen Walker, Mykel Williams, Tyler Warren, Gray Zabel might be one of them. And then
it feels like the Niners coming up here are going to go defensive line too. Their defensive line is not good. Their defensive line is bad.
They need an edge rusher. They need another edge rusher.
Yeah, Mykel Williams could make a lot of sense.
Oh, then Jahdae Barron.
Yeah,
Jahdae
I like
Barron
Barron
could be an option.
I like Barron too.
He's going to be such a good NFL player. That could also be a really good pick for the Saints. If they want to go the safe route, then go Tyler Warren or Jahdae Barron, and they'll be just fine. Jalen Walker is just so good. He's so good. Him and Jahad Campbell. I have a hard time picking a favorite because Jahad Campbell's flashes or highs as a pass rusher is almost just as high as Jalen Walker. Jalen Walker is more of a pure pass rusher than he is a linebacker.
Yeah.
And then Jahad Campbell's good in coverage and he can stop the run. I think I like Jahad more.
Yeah, I like Jahad.
But
I like Jahad.
Don't think teams like him as much more. So maybe I'm missing something. But
so Ian Rappaport said they had plenty of trade options. The Panthers did. So they stuck with their guy, went Tet. I like it.
And they were taking a while.
Yeah, they did take a while.
Took their sweet time.
All right. And who's on the clock now? The Saints have been on the clock for a long time.
Yeah. They're trying to catch up to the broadcast. They're letting the broadcast catch up.
Let's see.
I'm watching on the broadcast, and some guy just went, "Oh," to Tedero McMillan, or Rich Eisen was like, "Oh my god, did they actually?"
Yeah, that's not who I expected for them. I thought they'd go defense. Oh, Saints went Kelvin Banks.
No fucking way. All right, the Browns and the Saints have really outdone themselves tonight so far. That is. Honestly, the Panthers pick was surprising too.
Yeah. There's been a lot of surprises.
So the agent, it wasn't an agent ploy.
Yeah. Teams just liked him.
Actually viewed him as a top 10 pick. That's something. Holy crap. Wow. And then, I guess Shadur Sanders is going to go at some point tonight, but it probably just feels like the Steelers And it kind of just feels destined. Don't really know. Or yeah, I don't know who else it would be.
Yeah, maybe one of these teams kind of trades up for him. One of these.
I don't think the Rams feel like the need to do that. Like the Rams need a developmental quarterback. They don't need someone where you kind of see what you get. I wish Shitter and the Rams shouldn't be spending a first round pick on a quarterback, but a lot of teams think or people think that they might draft Dart or Tyler Shoke go there.
So what
I don't
now
really like
from
that
from
though.
Cal? I'm guessing my expectation is I never really thought they'd move up for Banks.
What now? I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
Cal's acting like this. I mean, come on, let's be for real. Next gen stats athleticism grade for McMillan's a 71. I don't know if I agree. But I understand in some aspects why, but he's so special for his height. What now? I would assume, again, it's kind of just a couple players. Tyler Booker, Donovan Jackson.
Yeah.
And
Connerly?
Josh
Yeah,
Connerly. But also, there was some steam for a little bit about a trade up for Josh Simmons. And I could see that too. And that
I
would
would
be
love Josh
that would
Simmons. I would love Josh Simmons is
that would be
very
my
good.
ideal pick.
Josh Simmons is very good. He's excellent.
Right. If it was up to me, I would take Josh Simmons. I think the Texans will end up taking Booker or Donovan Jackson.
Oh, do they still trade up? Is what Cal said. I don't think so. Maybe as we get closer to 20.
Because the only thing that's going to happen is someone's going to take Gray Zabel, and then you just kind of have to wait. Or do you get that nervous?
If they like Zabel enough, do you think they move up for him? I don't think so, but
right. See, I would trade up for Zabel, and I would trade up for Josh Simmons if I was really getting nervous, or if I had intel that one team was definitely going to take him. So I would do that, and otherwise just kind of sit or trade back for Donovan Jackson. I would love that. I know me and Troy.
Yeah,
we would love.
My opinion, I don't think he's going to be there if you move back. I really don't. I think a team's going to take him.
Oh, I mean, like move back to. Oh, you're right. Okay, I was going to say move back to like 28 or 30.
Yeah,
but...
the Detroit could take him.
Yeah, that's fair. This is true. They do need they just lost their guard, right? The Lions. Or someone. They lost someone on their line.
All right, so who's on the clock now? It's Bears. I think they go Tyler.
The Bears. This is a fun one. They have an opportunity. Just
I think they go Tyler.
Sad talent, but it should be Tyler Warren.
Shocker.
But if they want to surprise us,
Travion Henderson, Omari Hampton. There are there's been a lot of surprises. I'm not ruling anything out here.
I'm not even gonna lie. I would not be mad at them if they took Omari Hampton.
See,
I think I
like Travion Henderson more. I like Henderson. Henderson's my top. I love Travion Henderson.
Jacob, stop it. Stop it.
I love Travion Henderson.
That's insane. What the fuck? I had a weird running back rankings this year.
I actually got Nico on board with my Travion Henderson agenda. He was with me on it. We got Henderson RB too.
I'm looking at my board. All right, so ahead of Henderson, first find Henderson. Yeah. Okay, so I got like RJ Harvey in the same tier. I have Devin Neal much further ahead. I have Woody Marks ahead of him.
Ooh.
I have Damian Martinez ahead of Travion Henderson.
I like Damian Martinez a lot.
Caleb Johnson, and then I like Jadon Blue more.
Ooh.
Oh, and DJ Giddens.
I don't see. This is kind of my opinion. I don't really like Jaden Blue. Bears did go tight end, but they take Loveland over Warren.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I just fell to my knees.
They went Colston Loveland.
Oh my god! Why? He's not a good blocker.
Yeah, he is not a good blocker. He is not a good blocker at all. Man,
I would be so mad if I was a Bears fan. right? Like, how could you have? How could you possibly? I actually didn't Daniel Jeremiah like Loveland more than
I think
Warren?
so. Yeah, I think
Someone
so.
does. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I told you I'm not a big fan of either of the tight ends. I really
Right.
they're good. Don't get me wrong, they're good. Like there are good players, but I'm not like as high on them as like these top guys. Like you think of I'd rather have I'd rather have Matthew Golden over either of the tight ends. Um, just some of these.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they don't need a
Yeah, that
receiver.
is
So,
true.
but
That's true.
yes,
But yeah, but for a Ben Johnson offense, it's weird to take a tight end that can't block. It doesn't like he's just not a good blocker.
so
He's not
weird.
a good
It's just
blocker.
very very strange. Yeah. I
I think
mean,
he's a good player though.
I guess they might trust Cole Kmet to just kind of do that blocking, and but they obviously want to run two tight end sets. When you draft Colson Loveland, and but hey, you got DJ Moore and Adunze on the outside. You can also put Loveland in the slot, and so
Oh,
look, the Ben
hey, I got
Johnson
the Niners
offense is
pick
going to be
right. They
fun.
took Michael Williams. Or was that
Oh,
your pick? Was
there
that
you
you? No,
go.
you said Michael. I said Jalen, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
But there you go.
yeah.
I like that pick for them. I think that's a good pick. That's the first one in a little bit that has made a lot of sense.
It makes so much sense next to Joey Bosa because in a 4-3 defense, Michael Williams is going to be a great run stopper, and he already has speed to power and good hands, and honestly, his tape was fun too. He's not an explosive player or anything, but he's still a good athlete and he's strong, and so that'll be good. Remember Michael Williams was almost going to be the number one pick
Yeah.
going into the draft earlier this year, but just kind of didn't work out that
Um.
way. He was
Yeah.
injured a little
Yeah,
bit.
he was. All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. So this thing is behind. So who
That was
picked?
quick
Yeah,
though. Also, by the Niners,
they must have really
they
liked
ran.
Mike Hill. Who picked 12?
Yeah, they ran that card up to the
Who's
table.
12? I forgot.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Ah,
It's hold on. Can't remember.
it's on the tip of my tongue.
It is
it's the Cowboys.
okay.
See, now
This is
this is a
probably
chance
Matthew
they
Golden.
might take
I
Tyler
think this is
Booker.
Matthew Golden. But it could be Tyler
All right,
Booker.
Golden,
It could be Tyler Booker.
Golden, Hampton, Booker. It's gonna be an
Please take
offensive player.
Hampton. Please take Hampton. That would be so nice for the
They
Texans.
should. They should.
I wouldn't be mad at it. But I just for the Texans' sake, I hope they take Hampton.
If they take Booker, then the Texans might panic. If Zabel gone and Booker gone soon, who knows how they'll feel.
Fuck Tyler Warren. He might. Oh, Tyler Warren to the Colts.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, I forgot about Tyler Warren still on the board. That's
yeah, you're
unreal.
right. He might actually get to the Colts.
So now we're going to go up against Tyler Warren and Travis Hunter.
Someone last time one just asked you, "Would you want the Texans to trade up for Tyler Warren?" No, I'm good.
Hell no. Yeah, we do have that one really bad tight end that gets paid a lot of money though.
That is true. We do have that guy. We don't speak about him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say his name though.
Yeah, if you do say his name, he might like the tweet. So you got to be a little careful.
That's right. He does search his name on Twitter, by the way, guys. You want to ever get his attention. The Cowboys have been linked to Booker though, so we'll see.
Billy Lucci, the A&M guy, said that he's watching Shamar Stewart to the Cowboys. If that happens, that would be pretty crazy.
That'd be so fun. Him and Micah Parsons.
That would be pretty fun.
Yeah, Brian Burns and Abdul Carter, Micah Parsons and Shamar Stewart. Oh my God.
And we got a Nate Tice retweet for his Shamar Stewart. Are they taking Shamar Stewart? That would be crazy if they took Shamar Stewart.
Jerry Jones taking A&M player. He's an Arkansas graduate. Unbelievable.
Jerry, my guy, man.
Unbelievable.
No, Shamar. Okay,
Jerry, look at what
I
you've
will
done.
say, Shamar Stewart is one of my favorite. Not just because he's an A&M guy. I am not biased towards A&M guys for the record. Like I hated Kenyon more than anybody. I actually am probably more critical of them for the most part. But I think Shamar Stewart's gonna be really good.
But you did also hate on Kelvin Banks, and he went to UT. So
see, okay, I think Banks is good. I just didn't think he was worth a top 10 pick. I like Matthew Golden a lot though. So
that's true. Feels like every Texans fan.
Yeah, I feel like if there's one pick that could like unite the fan base, it'd be Matthew Golden. If we pick Matthew Golden, everyone would be pretty happy. I feel like.
Right. I mean, the casuals are gonna like Booker. They might like Donovan Jackson. Connerly at 25.
Yeah, Connerly's like 50-50 from what I've seen.
But
Cal,
like I know,
let's say they go receiver and can't find first round. Who do you like at 58 if that's the case?
If they go receiver at 25?
Yeah, if they go receiver at 25 and they can't like trade up for one of these linemen, who would be your guy at 58?
Oh.
I like Mabo a lot.
So they would.
I feel like maybe that's a hot take. I like him a ton.
Yeah. I'd like calm myself down when I was watching Marcus Embo film because he was just laying dudes out. He moves well. But I like him inside, and then you guys know that I like Joshua Gray from Oregon State.
I know you're a fan of him
as well.
I soured on Ratledge. I used to be high on Ratledge, not as high anymore. Soured on a little bit.
Another tackle they could do would be Ozzie Trapillo.
Yeah.
I think he'll be there.
Think so too.
I think there's a good chance he'll be there. I love Brandon Crenshaw from Florida. He's actually not a consensus day 2 pick. Another guy I like, Wyatt Millam.
Yeah,
absolutely love Wyatt Millam. So I think this draft is really deep with offensive linemen. Like I'm not concerned. I love Jonah Savanea as well. So I'm not really too worried. Now I don't know if the Texans love their SEC players, and they might not draft Mbow or a guy from Arizona.
Hey, Mbow's Big 12 or Big 10 though. He's still in a Power 4.
Right,
he's still in a Power 4.
Yeah, I mean, but he went to Purdue. He's not, that's not a prestigious program there, Jacob. So I don't know what they're going to do about that. I really want to see them draft. Now, unfortunately, we're talking Oregon for Connerly, Alabama Booker, Jackson, Ohio State. I really want to see who the first player they draft from a non-prestigious program is going to be. I'm very interested.
Yep. Man, the who's on the clock now? Who's at 12? Oh, Dallas. They've been on the clock for a long time. They were a team that could possibly try to trade out from what it sounded like.
Yes.
So possible trade out.
I mean, if someone's pushing for Shamar Stewart, that's probably why they're taking a long time. They're probably arguing.
Yeah.
Fighting. Where he's like, we draft this fucking guy from A&M? No way.
I think the Cowboys fan base would be really mad if they took Shamar Stewart. They'd be really upset.
Yeah. They would just want a playmaker. They want someone to run the ball. They don't need some flashy pass rusher.
One of the Dallas beat writers tweeted, if the Cowboys have to stick at number 12, Tyler Booker will be in that mix. So could be Tyler Booker.
Oh, yeah.
Which I like Tyler Booker. I don't know if I like him in the top 12.
I think honestly at that point where you're past the point of it doesn't matter what a draft position is. It's just about the player, and so that would just be why you'd go Booker. And I'm going to assume the Dolphins are going to do the same thing with Gray Isabel in the very next pick. They're just going to take him at 13, or might take Booker at 13,
could the Dolphins maybe make a splash. I know this is a weird. Could the Dolphins go Tyler Warren?
I was actually just about to say that. I had water in my mouth. But yeah, I think they could do that. I think that'd be really fun, especially for Mike McDaniel to finally get his, somewhat copycat of George Kittle. I think that would be really fun for him. And their offenses have always been fine, and they don't necessarily need Tyler Warren, but it would make sense. It would make sense. I know Mike McDaniel would use him well. So
here you go, another Dallas one. The Dallas Cowboys are putting focus on Alabama left guard Tyler Booker.
All right, so it's probably just Tyler.
It's probably Tyler Booker, yeah. But okay, now we're looking. Now you're looking at Matthew Golden potentially slipping a little bit. You're looking at Emeka Ibuka. You kind of could turn to some of the receivers too if they don't go Matthew Golden.
Really could, but I feel like they want to go offensive lineman no matter. It wasn't about like what if the receivers drop. I think it was more of we're taking offensive line no matter
which
what.
lineman.
Kind of the vibe. It's just the vibe that I get. Like I'm not sure they even care which lineman it is though.
Well, Dallas
like they like Connerly enough.
That's the Niners. Never mind.
If you like Connerly enough, you like Donovan Jackson enough, there's a good chance that one of them will be there at 25. Question is, do they like one of them enough to trade up?
All right, let's see. They still haven't picked yet, so
one scenario I would love though, if we're talking trade back, I would love for them to trade back for Donovan Jackson or Connerly.
Please, that'd be so nice.
And then get Wyatt Millam.
That would be so nice.
Or Mdow, but Wyatt Millam would make more sense to be a pure.
I like Millam more. I kind of forgot. He kind of slipped my mind a little bit. He's the guy at 58 that I would target.
Right, and then your offensive line is set. Like you don't have like any Pro Bowlers on your offensive line, but you're chilling. Like you're in very good shape. And then obviously we trade back, like I don't even know how much it would cost to go from 58 to 40. Have 2 third-round picks, probably still after the slight move up, because I don't think you have to give a third to move up earlier in the second if you already trade back from the first. So it might just be a pick swap. I mean, who knows what they can do is multiple ways. Like the Giants might trade with the Texans.
Honestly, I'd kind of like to see them take Tyler Booker just because I'd win the war with Tyler Booker about how highly I view Tyler Booker. There you go. They took Tyler Booker.
Wait, the Cowboys? Yeah. What? No way.
They took Tyler Booker.
After all the talk about Stewart and Booker. Oh wait, you said Tyler. Oh, you said Tyler. I thought you said Tyler Warren.
Booker.
Tyler Booker. Okay. Oh my God, I thought they took Tyler Warren for a second.
No, yeah, they took Booker.
Wow. Thank God. Yeah, Troy. Yeah, Troy's happy.
All right, I'm officially getting on the Matthew Golden to Houston train. I'm on it. We're back.
If the Steelers take the Steelers are George Pickens and TK. What am I saying?
I'm shocked that
I think the Broncos are going to take
Booker. I'm shocked that they took Booker. I like Tyler Booker a lot. I'm just surprised that that's the pick.
Yeah. I'm looking at the kind of the ticker. I mean, I don't really see many teams as threats to take receivers. I mean, maybe Seattle, maybe Tampa Bay, maybe Denver. But I'm not very confident about that.
I don't think Denver. I don't think the Chargers going to go receiver. I don't think they're going to go receiver.
Yeah. Denver could probably go Hampton. I think the Chargers probably should draft a receiver, but just don't care, and they'll draft a different position because they have a different philosophy. And then Green Bay, honestly, maybe like that might actually be. That'd be fun. That'd be a really fun spot for Matthew Golden if he went to Green Bay. They just showed a Michael Williams pass rush rep where it took him 4 seconds to win. Like, get that, please get that off.
I forgot that if we take Zabel now, I owe Sideline Sarah a 10-count chicken nugget. So we have to.
Bro, she was pushing that. She was pushing that so hard. Come on, we know there is no way that Mr. Nick Casario is taking an FCS player.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
There's no way.
I would be very hard. It would be very shocking to me if they took him over Donovan Jackson, over Josh Connerly, over Emeka Ibuka, Matthew Golden. Like there are so many players. I think they would take Kenneth Graham before they would take Zabel. I honestly.
Honestly, yeah. Look, you cannot spell Casario without SEC. That's just the truth. You literally need those letters. You cannot spell
Troy
FCS
was just gimmicking about
Casario.
the draft, and then he's thrilled now. Best day of his life.
No Banks, no Booker, we win. Dang. I might be more excited for day 2, though. I love all my little gems.
Day 2 is my favorite day of the draft.
Yeah.
All right, so it's 13.
And maybe even day 3 this year.
Who is 13?
I'm gonna go Graysville.
Oh, it's Miami. I'm
gonna go Zabel.
I'm with that.
And then I think the Colts will go. And the Colts will go Warren.
Yeah.
And then the Falcons need to do the good thing and take Jalen Walker for that fan base in Atlanta.
Is falling into their lap. That's a perfect pick for them. Or take Jahad Campbell. Either one. And
then the Cardinals should take Jahad Campbell because they literally already have Zaven Collins who plays middle linebacker and edge. So you might as well just do it again. And then Seattle will probably take – I have no idea. I'd probably my guess would be a receiver. But is that – Tyler Booker is really happy. He's really excited to be a Cowboy.
Currently, if I had to guess who's going to be a Texan, I'm going Donovan Jackson. Just so we throw that out there. I think Donovan Jackson's going to be the pick.
Okay. Yeah. And honestly, they probably just stay at 25 to do that.
Yeah, I think so.
And they like. I mean, I feel like reports say that they like him, and he's from Houston too. Like
I know he's actually friends with my cousin, which doesn't hurt his stock.
Right? Oh yeah,
doesn't hurt his stock.
Yeah.
Me.
No.
No, he's
next gen athletic.
And he is exactly what the Texans would look for when you talk about mentality. The versatility. The Texans love the versatility on the front. Like, that's obvious. And he fits that. There's a lot of reasons to like Donovan Jackson.
There's lots to like, and I realize now that you can't
Actually,
trade
with
back,
Miami not
because
picking it, could they go receiver? I know it sounds weird, but Tyreek, you don't know if he's going to be there. Could they go Matthew Golden? It wouldn't be it
I
probably
don't
wouldn't be
know.
the most shocking move we've seen today.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the Dolphins, they need more than a
I agree.
receiver. They really do.
I agree.
Yeah.
Now, I'm actually not too mad about Tyler Booker going. I did like Tyler Booker, but I prefer Donovan Jackson. So, if this means we get Donovan Jackson, I'm pretty happy about this. Oh, by the way, the broadcast is actually caught up now.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I guess we don't have to spoil the picks
Nice.
anymore. We can just wait to see. All right, putting the phone up. We're gonna wait to see. We're gonna wait to see what the picks we got going here.
I'll even take a restroom break, and hopefully that'll be perfect timing.
Yep. So, I mean, honestly, not a bad start for the Texans. You know, Tyler Booker went earlier than I expected. I'm excited to see what we get coming here. I really like. All right, so Miami is picked. The pick is in for them. I'm expecting Zabel. I could see Tyler Warren. I could see Matthew Golden. I could see Malachi Starks, maybe, or a DB, maybe Barron. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. And then Indianapolis is going to go Tyler Warren, I would assume. Yeah, if y'all, I know we haven't been necessarily that great at, keeping up with the comments here, but if y'all have any comments or anything, just, any ideas, anything like that, just go ahead and leave them. We will.
I wish I could see the comments.
I know. I don't know why you can't see them. That's weird. I like it's the same way I always do it. I don't know why.
Right. Yeah.
So
weird.
No. I don't know. It's just not. It's weird. I'll continue to put them up for you though, because I don't know why you can't see them.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, we've had 640 people coming in this. That's pretty awesome, guys. I appreciate all the support.
Let's go.
It's been a lot of people. Oh, I just saw the Dolphins pick. It got spoiled for me. They took they didn't take any of the guys that we named. They took Kenneth Grant.
No shot. Look, very good player though. Yeah. And if that's what they want, that's what they want. So they're gonna really good players. Where was he on Nico's tier for how he'd feel?
Yeah, I gotta see. I think he liked it from what I remember.
I just saw the fucking Colts pick too.
It was in thoroughly satisfied tier. So
he's thoroughly satisfied.
And then Colts took Tyler Warren.
Yeah. Hey, there we go. Bang. All right, and it better be Jalen Walker or John Campbell. No in between.
Yeah, Atlanta's up. Yeah.
Falcons. Oh, he actually had tweeted Kenneth Grant or Will Johnson me right now. Oh, that's so satisfying. So you should tweet right for our pick, Donovan Jackson me right now, and then
maybe it'll come true.
Yeah, and then we'll take Josh Carley.
Oh no, okay, then I'm gonna go Josh. I want Jackson. I like Jackson more than. So, yeah. All right, we'll see what happens. So who's it? Yeah, 15's Atlanta. Yeah, there's some interesting guys. Matthew Golden is still here. Now, I did hear from a Falcons guy that apparently they could potentially take Matthew Golden if he was there. I don't know how true that is. They could take him. They think he's the best receiver.
Mooney,
they think he's the best receiver in the draft. So
maybe it would not be bad.
Yeah, I agree.
He is that guy.
On the clock. With the 13th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle.
Yeah, there's been some surprising picks, man. This board is falling very weirdly. Now, I actually think that pretty much seals the Texans are going to take defense. Kenneth Grant was the one guy I thought they could take at 25.
Right.
That would make sense.
I mean,
Maybe maybe Malachi Starks
I was
is in
gonna say
play. Like
it could be Malachi Starks, but like, why would they do that?
Jahad Campbell. If Jahad Campbell gets to 25, I would not.
If he's
not
on the
be
board
fucking-
and they don't
Yeah.
take him, I'm going to be distraught. If he is there and they don't take him, I am. Oh my god. Because I would run the card to the table and say, okay, what we can do with offensive line another day.
330 pounds, and he doesn't even understand how good he is.
Now, Atlanta is a possible trade down team as well.
Okay. Yeah.
But I would be surprised if they didn't just take Jalen Walker. Now, I say that, but they also haven't taken a Georgia player like ever. They hate Georgia for some reason. So
This is their one chance. They have the perfect opportunity.
I mean, when you watch him and you think about Anthony Weaver, the defensive coordinator who played football for Lobby Nada, he's got his Lobby Nada. That's one of the guys we talk about being similar to. He's a very athletic big guy. It's hard to find guys that plays this much, that big, that can run and being locked out the Penn State running back as a rusher. There's not a lot of imagination. Just buckle up. He's going right through your chest. And when you have those edge rushers that they need to get healthy in Miami, he's going to take away the escape hatch. He's going to be able to press the pocket and allow those guys time to win on the edge. And Rich is right. It obviously fills the need.
and Zabel's still there. Zabel is still there.
Yes. You might be getting some chicken tendies.
You mentioned Rich Wilkins no longer there. Kenneth Grant, playing.
Yeah, dude. Jalen Walker feels like a slam dunk for the Falcons.
Haven't they needed an edge rusher for years? I don't know.
Their pass rush sucks.
Right. Why would they go receiver? That would be the most Falcons thing ever to go receiver.
Yeah. No, I don't think they're gonna do it. I was just saying that I did hear that was a possibility if the board kind of fell in a certain way. But there's too many good defenders right now.
Yeah. I agree.
Listen, we were
Man, the Colts have two dominant tight ends now. They got Anthony Richardson and they got Tyler Warren. Two tight end duo right there.
Wow. Did him dirty.
Yeah, Nico is happy. He is excited.
Let's go.
I think it's a good pick for Miami. I like Kenneth Grant there. Now I would have taken I would have taken Walter Nolan, but I get the character stuff. Absolutely. So You take Kenneth Grant, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, you just kind of.
I just saw Falcons fan that I follow, Jalen Walker, please.
Oh God. Oh my God! Last year, those Falcons fans on Twitter last year.
Yeah, they always do something interesting. It feels like.
Oh my God. Yeah, I bet they all really want Jalen Walker, and it's just not gonna happen. They can't do the right thing.
Here he is again, watching what the ball in his hands. He can run over here. He can jump over the top of it. The quarterbacks are going to love him. And I think it's going to work for the running backs. It's what he does in the run game. He can latch you and drive. The reason he wears that is because
I just saw a FanDuel comp that Bears fans are really mad about. It was under a tweet, and it was NFL 2025 pass catcher statistical comparison. It was Colston Loveson to Dalton Schultz. They are not happy.
No, Dalton Schultz comp.
They will not be happy. You know who my Dalton Schultz comp of the year is actually? Gunnar Helm. That is Dalton Schultz.
That is spot on.
That is Dalton Schultz.
On. Horrible blocker.
That is like I have watched enough Gunnar Helm just to be like, that is Dalton Schultz. That is legit just Dalton Schultz. Like, and granted, Dalton Schultz is not the worst tight end ever. Like, I don't mean it like he's a 6th rounder, but he can't block.
No.
And he's not like a freak athlete either.
No. By no means. And people were like, there's that one guy. You know, he wants him to be the 3rd round pick for the Texans. I'm like, if we use a 3rd round pick on Gunnar Helm, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Oh my god, I would lose it. Yeah, I would lose it. I think this is when you start seeing. Hold on, I'll be right back. I think this is when you start seeing Texas him and Jake Majors. See Jake Majors watching the fourth row. That guy sucks.
Jake Majors was one of the hardest watches of this draft
Yeah, he's
cycle.
awful. He is brutal, man.
It was painful to watch. He's really bad. Really, really bad.
All right, I'm pulling out my notebook because I want to make a list of how I think the Texans board is looking right now.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, so with JMA, was that like from Intel that he made that board?
I think it was just his opinion.
Okay.
His opinion on probably Intel that he has.
Yeah. There was
okay,
some
so
weird,
my guess right now, I think Matthew Golden, top guy.
That's fair.
Let me get this going. Texans reward at 15. I think Matthew Golden's the number one guy. I think they would take him, no doubt, if he's there. Number two, I think Donovan Jackson. They like more than Josh Connolly. That's just my opinion, though. I think Donovan Jackson's number 2 right now.
Okay.
And then I would think Josh Connolly's number 3.
Definitely.
I think number 4 is probably Ibuka. Number 5? Number 5 might be Shahad Campbell. You think that could be him?
Better be number 1. I don't think he's on their board.
I don't know. He's such a freak.
I think D'Amico probably got a hard on watching his film, but I mean.
Yeah, number 6, I'll put Gray Zabel.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was still there. Damn.
I think it's probably one of those 6 currently.
Yeah.
Let's see, who did the? Yeah, Falcons are still on the clock here.
Interesting.
Yeah. Seems like they're still maybe trying to trade this pick.
You would think.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked here, honestly, if we get to like 18-19 range and Matthew Golden's on the board and the Texans go make a move for him. That would not shock me.
That'd be cool. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I'd be pretty happy with that, actually.
Though that is probably when you have to get rid of that extra third. And then
yeah, I'd be okay with that.
You literally have to spend your next 2 picks on offensive linemen, which is
now
fine.
my question to you is, because I had debated this, would you rather give up your 2026 second from Washington or a third for this year?
I don't think you would have to give up the 2026 second. I think I would keep the 2026 second. Yeah, I would. I would keep it. The value just kind of, I don't know. I feel like you have to give up the later 3rd round pick to move up, 6 spots? 7 spots? I don't know. I mean, I like 2nd round pick. You can wait it out. You'll be all right. I mean, though, Casario just got rid of a 2027 5th round pick today. So.
Yeah.
Said, fuck that.
You never know with that guy.
Need that.
He's interesting, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of Matthew Golden options coming up here. Yeah. You know, you look at
who's going to take him because he's a good player.
Denver's probably the next team that could take him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. I like how this board is falling for the Texans. Actually,
well, would Seattle want a pure boundary receiver?
Maybe.
Because you have 2 slots.
I think if Zabel gets there, they're going to take him.
No, that's true. There was that. Yeah, I saw that somewhere where it's like they love Zabel, and that would make.
And he makes a lot of sense with Clint Kubiak.
Yeah.
Man, the Falcons are taking a long time. This one seems obvious to me.
Right. That's how you know it's not going to be Jalen Walker. It ain't going to happen.
It doesn't seem like they're picking anyone. It seems like this may be a trade.
It's got to be.
I don't know. We'll see.
FanDuel is so wrong for that post. They should have
I
no
know that's
idea.
not like I don't love Colston Loveland either. That's not a fair comparison. He's way more athletic, way more skilled in the pass game than Dalton Schultz. That's a bad comparison.
Oh my god.
All right, yep. Falcons went Jalen Walker.
Whew.
Good pick.
Good job. Yeah,
Good
they
pick.
really ran it down to the
Yeah.
last second.
I like that pick for them a lot, man. That's probably one of my favorite picks in this draft so far.
Great
It's
pick.
no brainer for them.
Yeah.
No brainer for them. Okay, so 16 is who's 16? I can never
Arizona.
see the next thing.
I think
Okay.
Arizona should
They
take
could go
Will.
receiver.
They could go receiver, but they could also go Will Johnson and Janae Barron.
I like
think
Will
that makes a lot
Johnson.
of sense.
Yeah, their DB room sucks.
Yeah, they need.
I was doing some mocks with Cal this year, and I would, just kind of, I don't know that much about every team, so we'd go check like depth charts. I remember I picked for Arizona, and I was like, oh my god, this DB room is brutal. Like their DB room is
Exactly.
awful. It's so bad.
There's no doubt.
Brutal, man.
Yeah.
That's a really good pick for the Falcons. I like it.
Yeah, Arizona's in a good spot though. Man,
Oh yeah.
they still have Jahad Campbell on the board. They got two of the best defensive backs on the board, and they also have the best receiver on the board.
I'm gonna flip to this Knicks game real quick. Let's see how this game's gonna end. We got a close one here.
Shit, yeah.
Let's see.
Well, the Knicks are up 7.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I got an alert that it was 5, so I was curious.
Oh,
But yeah, 7. All right. Let's just watch this then. Yeah, I like this pick a lot for Atlanta.
And then I guess
All right.
Cincinnati.
While we're in between picks, gonna run back to the restroom real quick. I will be right back.
Yeah.
All right.
Sometimes things don't overthink it, right? I'm talking about the rest of my plot draft. I want to tell you, I under my bed, but this is what I got, right? So, I mean, I thought there was a chance to drift a little bit, and he fell right to the Atlanta Falcons. What a dream scenario we've seen with these last 2 picks. Tyler Warren with the Colts and Jake.
Yeah, I like this pick a lot for Atlanta. This makes a lot of sense. So what do we get? 16, you get Arizona, and 17 is I know Seattle. Who's 17?
I think Cincinnati is going to have to go edge rusher, and I would just do Jahad Campbell or Mike Green or
Shamar Stewart.
Stewart. I mean,
Yeah.
you just got to do it. You don't know what's going to happen with Trey Hendrickson.
Actually, Jahad Campbell would be really, really good for them. I
Yeah,
feel like that makes
linebackers are awful too. Actually, that would be the perfect fit.
Yeah, I think that would be a great fit for them. I like that
And
a
their
lot.
defensive coordinators, the guy from Notre Dame, so college experience there. I mean, that would be good.
Yeah.
But the Bengals might get weird. We'll see. It's too bad for
Amari and Hampton.
Yeah, it's too bad though. I mean, they could have drafted Matthew Golden and not paid their wide receiver $35 million.
Oh my god, that was the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I was mad as an NFL fan seeing that. That just made me mad. Just dumb GM here.
And they could have added, wide receiver 1 play wide receiver 2 for $6 million on a rookie deal.
Michael Parsons was not happy about the Tyler Booker pick. He was not happy.
He tweeted that he wasn't happy.
No, because they do like the Bleacher Report live stream.
Oh yeah,
and he was he was on or not not that maybe he wasn't upset. He just was like shocked.
I wonder who he would have wanted. Probably a defensive player.
Yeah, he probably thought they were going to go receiver. I thought they were going to take Golden.
He's on the phone right there. It was kind of the gimmick. Rest of the branch there in Arizona looking at So it's technically not yet, but it looks like they were like they did a nice job in free agency on the defensive side, in particular up front. I'm looking at I think they need offensive line.
I'm actually going to tweet out my my board.
Right.
You should.
You got it there. There are, it's not consistent.
Oh my god, my handwriting is brutal.
Oh god.
Right. I think they were good. Right. It's something he's done. But he's done. He got 18, really make nice plays. He can fly. Yeah. He's got that so 4-3 step. Right. He's going to run a certain speed. And then go build it. Look at that scene here. There's very outside. Playing out.
I messed it up.
Oh no, the Pistons did keep it close.
Oh yeah?
116 to 113. Knicks with 5 seconds left.
Great sighting. Cardinals, and I'd love to have one of those.
All right, Arizona's pick is in. They went. I don't know. I don't see it yet.
Shit. Let's see. Arizona Cardinals. Walter Nolan. That's
They took Nolan?
Yeah. I mean, they needed.
Awesome.
I guess they
That's
did.
a really good pick. That's a really good pick for them. I like it a lot. He was actually a top 10 player in my whole draft for them.
Right.
Or just in general.
Oh my God, Jahad Campbell is going to be on the board on the Texans pick.
Yeah.
So sad.
Who's 17? Dude, Cincinnati, they please take Jahad Campbell. I'm literally begging, please take
so
the obvious
sense.
pick
Yeah.
here. He can be a pass rusher for them. Oh my God, it's so perfect.
Coverage linebacker, which they don't have.
There's no backstop after 25. Someone back in. Your folks back in, or they Cleveland back in. Forget Cleveland. It's got another.
You could barely finish the D in Jahad on your handwriting.
I know. I was speed running it a little bit.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't have great handwriting. Never have. I like this pick a lot for Arizona, man. This is a really good pick. Cal, I hate to inform you, Roy Lopez is a Detroit Lion. He is a Detroit Lion. Yeah. I think so, right? Because he signed with the Lions as free agency. Because he was with the Cardinals for like 2-3 years, but then he left as free agency.
Yeah, he was giving Laken Tomlinson fits.
Yeah.
I remember that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, he's a Lion.
Yep. I'm surprised Zabel's still on the board. I guess I don't really like Zabel as much as you do, but I know he is good. He is a good player.
I mean, I think he's probably locked to go to Seattle.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's just tricky. Like you know he's not going to play tackle, but he didn't play any other position in college, so teams might just be scared away from that. And they're still in a pool right now of really, really good players, and so you don't necessarily need to take the risk with Zabel.
And Walter Nolan can learn by being Walter being man of the year.
Yeah, the Dallas fans are not happy. They are not happy about that.
They watched the film too. They knew. They're like, "Oh my God, this stiff motherfucker is our 12th overall pick." Like, no.
You might know arbitration affordability.
I think at this point, the only pick that's going to make me lose my mind would probably just be like Derek Harmon or something.
Yeah.
I'm okay with Malachi Starks because They do high key need another safety, like another young safety. So it's not gonna be the end of the world.
It's time for you to put
They really do that.
whatever you do it for less than Harbor Freight.
And I would love for it to be Darius Alexander, so that one guy can suck it.
Ooh, that's a good shot. Actually, I like Darius Alexander.
4th round.
Very fun
Look up
player.
Darius
Unfortunately, he's
Alexander.
20. Unfortunately, he's 25 years old.
It's true. And maybe he's only needs one contract. Get that 5th-year option. That's it. You can go retire into the sunset.
Yeah, no, Darius Alexander is a good player though. Bengals, yeah. Jahad Campbell, Shamar Stewart, probably are the two that I would think here.
Yeah. They gotta do it. I mean, like, why would you not? Like, you're negotiating a contract with your star.
Maybe Barron, maybe.
Or he requested a
I
trade.
don't know.
But I mean, the Bengals defense is just so bad. So if they got even Malachi Starks, they are immediately better. If they get Will Johnson, they're better. Barron, better. Like, don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
I mean, don't. I mean, also, like,
could they go Will Johnson too?
They could also go Zabel because, you know, Alex Kappa was so bad last year. I mean,
yeah,
like this is like they're chilling. They honestly, the Bengals should probably trade back, frankly, but.
Yeah, I wonder if Josh Simmons is going to get into this first round.
Probably to the Chiefs. That would be my guess.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I know it sucks, but
yeah, you're probably right though.
But they apparently have like a competition at left tackle between two guys that they like. So I don't know.
All right, yep. Bengals took Shamar Stewart.
Good. Thank God.
I think it's a good pick.
That's the right thing to do.
No doubt. I would have taken Jahad, but no complaints about Shamar Stewart either. Good player, really good player. Happy for him. It's one of my guys, man. It's an A&M guy. Although I am a U of H fan now, but I still support A&M because my parents. So
very fair. Very
fair. So that doesn't really take anybody off the Texans board for me. No. Seattle's a big one. What Seattle does here is going to change what the Texans do.
They can do a lot of things because
they could also trade back.
Yes, their roster has holes. Like their roster has a lot of holes.
They're not good.
Right, they're not good, and they have the 19th pick in the draft. I mean, the Texans might just say, "Hey, we'll give you a little something. Don't have to worry about what Denver does." I guess they're literally on the clock, so we'll find out.
Yeah, they're on the clock right now. Yeah, I like. I think it's a good pick for Cincinnati. Shamar Stewart, very, as I'm sure everyone knows, very athletic guy. Very good run defender. There's a lot to like with Shamar Stewart.
Well,
I think
the thing about his run defense is he's playing in these weird alignments. He's getting double teamed all the time. So if he's truly going to play the edge in a 4-3 scheme, he'll be just fine in terms of stopping the run. And it's just let him actually play in a real defense and true pass sets, and let him rush the passer. And he didn't get to do that. I mean, he literally had, what was it, 0.5 sacks, 1.5 sacks? I don't know.
The Seahawks are talking about trading down, according to Jordan Schultz.
I mean, we're on Texans watch right now.
Yeah, we are. Definitely. I will let you know if I see anything.
Okay. Yeah. I would trade back for them.
Yeah, this definitely could be the Texans.
Goes through the Giants.
And honestly, I could see another team coming up for Jahad Campbell.
Right.
I think he's that good.
I hope so. He deserves it. Jahad Campbell does not deserve to keep falling and falling.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys that people overthink because of positional value. He's too versatile. He's too skilled. Naked tones never. Let's see what happens with Seattle. I think this is Texans watch 100%. Matthew
Yeah.
Golden on the board.
Oh, don't tempt me. But I love
I do think if they
I
move
like
up,
the way
it's
the
Matthew
board's
Golden.
looking. I like the
I do
way the
too.
board is looking at 25. I mean, a lot could happen, but I think the Steelers might take Shadur. I think the Chargers might get weird. I think the Vikings might take a running back. And I think the Packers might get weird too and not take a receiver.
I think honestly, if Will Johnson gets to the Packers, I think that's their pick.
Okay. Yeah, because
Jair is leaving.
yeah, you have Will Johnson on the board, Jahdae Barron on the board. Like someone's got it, and John Campbell. Someone has to take those three before 25. It just feels weird for them to even be there. Now, obviously, Texans don't need Barron or Will Johnson, but like, they should be top 20 picks. Though I guess there is legitimate concerns about Will Johnson and his foot or whatever. So not I guess.
So we're looking. There's other defensive guys I like too. Trying to think. I mean, there's defensive tackles that I like that we talk about. You can see, Darius Alexander, if a team really wants defensive tackle, can maybe get in this mix.
It would just be weird after all the talk about, wanting to get an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I agree.
But they could trade back up and get an offensive lineman. So that I would get that. I mean, oh my God! Like if we end the draft with Jahad Campbell and Donovan Jackson,
Oh my
we'll
God,
sweet nothings into Mr. Casario's ear every night before bed.
that would be beautiful. Let's see. Apparently, I just saw a tweet. It might be the Giants trying to trade up, which that would be probably Jackson Dart.
I think it's going to be the Giants as well. But, oh my God. Can you imagine the people's reaction to Dart over Sanders?
Oh boy.
I mean, I know they like Dart.
Oh. Yeah.
I understand the Giants like Dart more, and that's fine. That's totally fine.
But hey, that's good for the Texans if they jump for a quarterback. That is all good for the Texans if a team goes up for QB.
Right.
And apparently the Bucs are looking to move back too. So back-to-back picks here.
Yeah. It's probably they're going to trade back, and someone will come get one of these defensive studs. Texans still have plenty of options, and they might just end up taking Josh Connerly, and I'll be sad. Hopefully Donovan Jackson or Matthew Golden.
They don't have to make a leap into the top 10. They just need to get themselves back to average. If you get back to average, that's 3-4 more wins last year.
Yeah, if they stick here, I would assume it's Zabel, but it seems like they're going to move.
Yeah.
And how you spend time at the professional.
I have scrolled Twitter more today than I ever have, I think.
Well, Troy says Seahawks making their own pick. Not sure how he knows that.
Jordan Schultz just tweeted?
True.
Nope.
Troy.
Yep. Yeah, they're picking. They're picking. Seattle is picking.
Okay. Probably Zabel, I would assume.
I think it could be receiver as well.
But yeah, I would.
Zabel. Yep, it's Zabel.
So the rumors are true. That's smart. Whew. Whew. It's a fun board. I like it.
Congratulations. Thank you.
I love it's just like if you search Seattle Seahawks and like you see random people like Gibbs season, as in Jamar Gibbs. Seattle Seahawks draft Gray Zabel. Like, come on, like, you're right technically, but I'm just riding with the crew.
All right, so one of my 6 guys is off the board.
Okay.
Who are
we gonna add?
And I also do not owe Sideline Sarah a 10-count spicy nugget.
There you go.
The Texans were never going to take Gray Zabel. They were never going to take Gray Zabel. They're not taking a D2 offensive lineman. It's just not happening.
No. It's D1. It's D1. It's just FCS.
Oh, it's D1? Oh, same. Okay, that's what I meant. Okay. Not D2. Not D2. That's disrespectful. I'm sorry, Gray
Oh my
Zabel. I'm
God.
sorry. Not D2. That is not what I meant.
Sorry.
North Dakota State. There's your guy. Yeah, this is my favorite player in the draft.
Oh, it's Daniel Jeremiah's favorite player in the draft.
Zabel?
Yeah, he loves Zabel.
Oh my God.
I don't know if I like him that much.
Yeah, for real. Relax, dude. I'm just gonna start saying that John Campbell is my favorite player in the draft.
I would say beyond the echo when you watch him. Here he is at the Senior Bowl where he's dominant against all
Yeah,
comers.
he was dominant at the Senior Bowl.
He took it this year, Senior Bowl, and it's about it. He said they kept asking him, right? They asked him, he gave it to him, and they all had trouble. These defensive linemen trying to get
Yeah,
through.
someone's probably gonna take Golden
Fantastic
soon.
at the combine.
Yeah, I think so.
People will be upset if he is not if he's available and not taken. That's a guarantee. But I mean, look,
If they keep those tactics healthy.
if we're taking if you need an offensive lineman, you take offensive lineman.
Texans cap just
So
tweeted
obviously,
Houston had no interest in Zabel, in case we were curious.
Well, thanks, Texans cap. I'll just go fuck myself.
Did the players choose sleepovers? Like so cool. And that's even cooler. I really like it.
Hopefully, he tweets some insight after we make our pick, and instead of just adding a little seed like that.
Yeah.
I want to know more. Tell us more. Has Sarge tweeted any cryptic tweet yet?
Let's see.
Oh God.
Stress. I'll never remember.
He said, Texans fans, do you think Casario should have traded up to get Banks or Booker, or are you satisfied staying at 25?
I'm very satisfied, bro. Yeah, let's trade up to 12. I mean, come on. Okay, 9. No, thank you.
And that's home is not coming because it's the best. I told you, you cannot leave me to
I'm glad if they do trade up, it won't be like they're giving away much.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, I agree.
Well, how
I'm
can you
I
understand? That's
mean,
not Homes.com is the best.com. I need corner with the Fisher Ambassador. That's opened a new world for me. Now I get to hang out with 10 to 12 minutes all season long. Wait, what? Feel good.
Who's up? Tampa Bay? Yeah, they turned in their pick. They may go golden here.
All of it. In the world flying community, 4 5 words screen two. Really complex things and it's really like soul. Experience the world like you do better. But chase that higher event. Make more of what's yours. This is round up your lawns. This stuff works. This stuff
I think it's like anyone though.
This stuff works on the end of it's crap.
Years.
This stuff works for up to 3 months.
Can't go wrong. Make it like a corner as well.
This stuff works.
I would say,
Remember when I started?
but
Jesus, I do like it.
who knows?
I'm gonna call her right now.
I honestly thought Jade Barron had a lot of
We're
hype, but
downstairs. Only one.
Yeah, I like Jade Barron a lot. Okay, so the Bucks took Emeka Ibuka. So Matthew Golden is still on the board.
holy shit! Woo! All right. The only other team that would probably take him
Denver.
would be the Packers or
Denver
Chargers.
could take him.
Oh, okay, Denver. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a big Ibuka guy either. So I'm glad they went Emeka.
We'll be all right. That's a fun pick, though. He's kind of like Chris Godwin, honestly.
Yeah,
With the
I
way
know.
he
Yeah,
moves and the way
that's what
he
I was
runs his
thinking too.
routes,
They're
they're
pretty similar
similar.
players.
Yeah, that's a good comp, actually.
20 Denver, Hampton maybe, or yeah, I guess Golden.
I would love to see Omarion Hampton in that scheme. That's what I'll say. That'd be cool.
They're all congratulating themselves. They're excited about. They signed that out. And perhaps.
And I really want to see if Pittsburgh takes Shedeur. I think they should. You honestly might as well. This is a really deep draft, and you need to have a freaking quarterback on your roster. You need a young quarterback on your roster.
For him and Bob.
Oh boy.
Yeah, just tweeted out. Bob tweeting out the rejected. Oh, he was in your partner rejected with the interception. Hey, listen, one more time. You guys yours now about we assumed to at least the 20th overall pick in this draft is Denver will not choose him. And it doesn't look like he will be available for Pittsburgh to 21 years. They stay on the track in terms of that. It's a large factor how he's enjoying being 32nd role.
Deion Sanders Jr.
That's all.
tweeted, "The rejected will be."
Yeah, I saw that. I'm pretty glad that Ibuka's off the board, to be honest. Ibuka wasn't one of my guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think Ibuka's good, but not like it just doesn't. I don't know. To take a guy in the top 25, it's tough for me that it's tough. Like he doesn't have the upside, I don't think.
No, there's literally what you see is what you get. When you get a really good receiver, like that's cool. But that's not what the Texans need. I'd rather take two high upside receivers in the later parts of the draft.
I agree.
Which is why you saw me with that one mock draft, right? Like Caden Prother was the first receiver they took in the 5th round. I mean, I like that more than taking Ibuka. Get your 2 offensive linemen, get some high upside defensive players. Let's get a speedy running back. I mean, that's what they should be looking to do.
Yep. Pick 20 coming up here. I think this is Denver. It's probably Golden.
I'm sorry, yeah, it's Denver. I thought it was Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh 21. So I'm guessing this is Matthew Golden. But what's his name is Sean Payton does some weird things when it comes to the draft, man. There's a lot of options here.
Harrison Jr. Luke, we're going to go back first year. That championship is also important to him. To him, the lineage down to Jeremiah Smith, who we all think is still going to be at Ohio State for a couple of years and might be the best of them all. Comes out in a couple of years and now it's important here. The Brotherhood, that's what they call their position room. And no one personifies the Brotherhood better than Emeka Egbuka.
Lives in a nice
strong
ass
character
house.
that runs lean routes, great hands, and he is a team leader. He's my favorite guy that I covered this year in college football. He will succeed. What Ohio State receiver has not succeeded? I mean, these bloodlines from this position, or Brian Hartline's the best position coach in college football. You see that?
Is that Joel Klatt? I hear in the background.
Successful like at Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Giants have been trying to get back into the first round, according to Jordan Schultz.
Well, let's do it. Let's get it on.
Right, Evans getting up there in his years. Here's Jalen McMillan.
I honestly, currently, my guess is it's Donovan Jackson for the Texans, and I think people are not going to be happy about that. I guess a lot of people like him, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
But they have to realize what the board is. Booker is not there. Banks is not there. Simmons is there, and obviously, if they pass on Simmons, it'll be a little disappointing. But I don't expect them to draft Simmons.
Yeah,
So either way,
Okay, the one
his
thing I
name's
will
gonna
say is
be
I actually kind of predicted the Matthew Golden fall because his GPS data was not good. Like teams did not fall for the fake 40-yard dash time. Like this is the reality of it. His 40-yard was not. He
yeah.
is
He
not
said
a
he's only got
4.29 player. He
4.1.
just isn't. Good player though. Like I don't want people to think I'm disrespecting it. He's a good player.
Right. Well, but who would even have taken him? Or or I don't think there's that many teams that would have taken a receiver. And honestly, Abuka makes more sense for the
Yeah.
Bucks than Golden does make for the Bucks.
Hold on, give me 1 sec.
Yeah.
Good to go.
My brother came in. He's gonna come watch when the Texans are picking. So
I bet.
he doesn't know a lot of players, but we can.
Check out the new All right. Holy custom. Pretty Bud Lights being fit there, puppy. How many Bud Lights in the tank? A lot of Bud Lights. I'll give you one of those.
Who's 21? 21 is Pittsburgh. Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Got a pretty nice
I mean, Shador Sanders, maybe. We'll see.
I think so. I think the reason why the Giants haven't traded up is because they're just waiting to see who takes Shador.
Yeah, probably.
Honestly, they just don't care about taking him, and then they know that once Shador is gone, Jackson Dart would be the next quarterback taken, or could be the next quarterback taken. So I might like show, and they'll therefore then trade up for Dart.
It's a flavor.
All right, Broncos. Broncos are staying at 20. Just FYI, they did make a pick.
All right,
Don't know who it is.
I'm thinking Hampton. I don't think it's going to be Gold.
You don't think so? Let's see.
I hope. Well, I guess the Saints usually did have like their bigger receiver and then a deep threat. I think that's fair to say with a Sean Payton era.
For sure.
But they also might just get their deep threat later, or like maybe they'll want Jalen Noel or someone like that. I mean, multiple ways to look at it because there are so many receivers in this draft, and Sean Payton might want a more or just literally a different position right now.
That's a hard football.
Yeah. Okay, Broncos took Jahdae Barron. Yeah,
That's a good pick. See, that's a good player for now, and then you can get your receiver later on. Like they just added such a great player. Honestly, they probably they have that white guy as the cornerback too.
yeah, Rodney Moss.
Outside, inside and outside. They probably did need another corner for being honest. So good pick, great player. Didn't necessarily need him. Maybe they did. They'll be fine without an elite running back or an elite wide receiver too, in my opinion.
So 21, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's not going to go Matthew Golden. So if you want Matthew Golden,
Yeah,
you're still in luck here. I think Pittsburgh's a trade spot too. Honestly, let's see what Ian Rappaport says.
Shador Sanders still out there. We know he had a good visit. We know he is now available.
He had a good visit with Pittsburgh, so it could be.
That's what they keep saying.
He said they were going back and forth as of yesterday on Shador.
So he's in consideration.
Yeah.
The Steelers are
Derek Carvin's been a guy that's been mocked to the Steelers consistently too.
21st overall. Again, they don't have a second round selection.
That would be look, he's a good player. He's just not.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Not a
I
great
agree.
player.
I think in such a deep defensive tackle class, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right.
April is World Wish Month, and the NFL is proud to support the life-changing wishes that Make-A-Wish grants. Yes. One of those wishes will be coming true right now. Sam is a 17-year-old Broncos fan who has gravely battled cancer.
All right. Well, Slick Rick said that it is not perfect timing in Pittsburgh. So no Shador Sanders, it seems like.
No Shador.
First round draft pick for his favorite team.
Wait, has Slick Rick been spot on today?
He's been good. Yeah. He got the Jaguars trade actually, like pretty early.
Right. Nick Schwager says, Nick Casario, if you hear me, Golden, please.
The Denver Broncos.
He said he fell to. He also said when Banks was picked to the Saints, he said he fell to his knees.
You fell to your knees when Colston Loveland went off the board.
I did. I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. I like Tyler Warren that much. I mean, I understand, but
Could you I just so we can throw this out here, can you imagine the fan reaction if they pick Jahad Campbell at 25? Oh my god, it's gonna be crazy if they pick a linebacker. I would not be mad.
They'd be pissed. See, they'd be pissed. We'd be like, let's go.
We'd have to like put therapy lessons for the next 4 months until the season. We have to post Jahad Campbell film.
They snubbed us from Edgerrin Cooper, and Edgerrin Cooper ended up being a top 5 linebacker.
No, don't even.
So now they need to get us Jahad Campbell
to
make up for it.
I loved Edgerrin Cooper so much. He was so good. He was so obviously going to be an amazing linebacker. So he was just so.
He was.
Oh, I'm not even mad because we got Kamari. Like Kamari's awesome, but man.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But okay, but we could have gotten both because when was he selected? When was Cooper selected?
I think like 48-ish, 47.
You could have drafted Kamari in the first round.
Yeah.
The Diggs. Whatever.
Yeah. You could have also just not drafted Fisher and moved up.
Exactly. Exactly. That would have been great.
I got my dogs in my room now. Apparently, I don't know what happened here, but they're upstairs.
Everyone wants to see what's going on. Anticipation
you don't
is
think
building.
Matthew Golden? Yeah, so it doesn't sound like Shador is going to go.
They might actually do Derek Harmon then.
Yeah, it sounds like it might be Harmon.
Man, where the hell is Shador going to go?
He's probably going to fall out of the first if he doesn't go here.
Dave Barron can handle both of them.
Yep, apparently they took Harmon.
Oh my god.
Yep, they took Harmon. All right. Short centers like that.
Draft. Shador wasn't going to go with Giants.
So now if you're the Giants, you can kind of sit. I don't think anybody's going to jump you for Dart.
Yeah, we're chilling. We're chilling. Let's go. Oh, that's nice. It'd be funny if someone took like Tyler's show. If like the Rams took Tyler's show. That'd be something.
Yep. All right, by the way, I'm not going to spoil the Texans pick. I'm going to get it on the live thing. So whenever Texans are up,
all right,
we won't spoil. We'll get it live.
We won't.
So 20.
We'll sit
what are we at? 22. This is the Chargers, right? And this could be golden. This could also be like.
It should be, but they're just so weird.
Could be Jahad Campbell. Could be Hampton. I could see.
Yes, Amarion Hampton. That'd be great. That'd be perfect for Jim Harbaugh.
Defense all we want. This organization needs.
Wow.
They need a quarterback. If they're not,
I got to see like the live reaction of Shador when this. Obviously, he knows he's not going to the Steelers. His reaction when the other guy gets picked.
But if you're not taking one here, you're telling your fans you got a plan in place. Now, look, I'm telling you guys.
Honestly, I would take Mike Green too.
His strength and weaknesses lined up with our strength and.
I'm just weird with that though. I think Jahad Campbell and Mike Green are just going to be
in this portion of prep. I don't know that they're going to.
What a monster
moment this is in the 2025 draft, and we're not understating it.
Chargers could also go Will Johnson.
That'd be great. That'd be great for Harbaugh. Because didn't Christian Fulton sign somewhere else?
I'm not sure.
Crowd.
I mean, I think anyways they need another.
Yeah, I agree.
Middle of their defensive line. I had a chance to go see him live, and he's impressive. He's on the other side of the line of scrimmage constantly. You see his quickness. He was at Michigan.
Yeah, if Matthew Golden gets past here, and I mean, Golden is an option for what's the name, Green Bay as well. These two picks do feel
I
like
think
Will
Green Bay might
Johnson
do it.
area to me, though.
Yeah, Christian Fulton signed with the Chiefs in the
Okay.
You're
offseason.
right about that. The last time they chose a defensive
Mhm.
lineman in the first round as a guy he would be welcoming in to the program, the guy all the way on the left, Cam Hayward.
Well, and Harbaugh's a Michigan guy. Will Johnson makes too much sense. This is going to be him, I think.
It does make
Draft capital.
sense, but they also need a receiver.
It's true they do need receiver.
They really need a receiver.
Moment, we move
Yeah.
on. 22nd overall pick.
I mean, hell, they could take Donovan Jackson, honestly, and put him inside, but he would be stuck inside for the rest of his career. So you got Alton Slater.
They're also one of America's largest financial services companies. Like he's so much more than Saquon Barkley.
I'm also stay calm, Barkley.
Oh man,
Calm in. Stress out. I'll never remember all this. Relax, Rook. When things can
Now it would be funny if the Texans traded their pick away and we're like just waiting. Oh,
For your
shit, they
insurance and
traded.
financial needs, make sure
Yeah.
it's all your
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if the Texans traded down at all.
I would like them to at this point, honestly. But Donovan Jackson might not be there.
What's yours?
I'm fine with the combination of Connerly and another guard.
Yeah. Well, and I know Ursary is one of your guys. I also like Ursary a ton.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I would prefer Ursary. I just don't expect him to be a Texan.
Yeah. He did visit with the Texans.
Oh, okay. Well, that gives me
Yeah,
something.
he had a 30 visit. So it's possible. It's possible. You never know.
Wait, what?
It also is possible that we see someone jump the Texans for Golden if he gets to 24 with the Vikings, because the Vikings are a team that has like about 4 picks in this draft.
Yeah. They need to trade back badly. And they'll be fine if they get actually, yeah, they might have to go back to the entire. I mean, the Giants would have been an option to trade back to Minnesota if they really wanted to get a lot of picks.
Yeah.
They could trade back with
Featuring
Just go to
Diamond
the second
certified
round.
rock band Nickelback. Plan your visit to the Pro Football Hall of Fame today.
Yeah, Jahad Campbell still being on the board is pretty shocking to me.
Right? I just overthinking
Yeah.
it.
Whoever gets him, one of these. Watch, he's gonna go to Philly.
Go to Philly, be a middle linebacker and a third down pass rusher. Oh my god. Holy shit. Because they lost one of their edge rushers, right?
Which team?
First, we dropped
The Eagles. Did Sweat go somewhere else?
Then we built then added the legendary.
Yeah, he went to Arizona, I think, right? Because he went with Gannon.
Program. Visit your local dealer to choose your offer. Cash incentives or
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, exactly.
nothing stops America,
So
and nothing.
or Mike Green to the Eagles. Oh my god, that'd be terrifying. Holy shit.
Ram 1500 trucks. Don't miss this great offer. See your Houston area Ram dealer today.
Welcome back to
Nerves are starting to set in, man. We got a couple picks left. It's starting to get a little. You're starting to feel it.
I don't know. They can't really do wrong.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Derek Harmon's gone. That was my biggest fear. So we're chilling now.
Yeah, it feels like now they're almost locked into offense or trade now.
Right.
They don't have really any defensive options outside of Campbell, but I don't think they're going to take Campbell.
No. Nick Eman Wari or Malachi Starks.
I'm ready to hear all that.
I mean, I wouldn't. I couldn't.
I wouldn't even
If it
get
was,
mad
especially Malachi
because you
Stark
just like
to me. Yeah.
defense is gonna be insane.
Yeah.
You already have, hopefully a better scheme with Nick Caley.
Now I actually could see the Chargers going Donovan Jackson as well.
Right, but I was thinking he'd be locked in, at guard, like for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
And he might.
All right. Well, they picked someone. They're on the phone. So either they're trading or they're
Congratulating.
yeah. It looks like a. I don't know. I can't really tell.
They're showing it now on mine. I'm a little behind. Oh, I see what you mean with that. That's like an assistant, like that's on the phone. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, and then Hortz is like on his own phone.
At receiver, but the other one I'm staring at.
Yeah, that's gonna be a trade. They don't look like happy or anything.
Yeah, it didn't look like a
They're
celebration.
working on a trade, not they're actually trading. Really.
One team.
Yeah.
Over an entry.
Cal, by the way, Donovan Jackson, he said, give me more Donovan Jackson glaze. He's good, man. Donovan Jackson is really good. He's a really good lineman.
It's been a minute since I actually watched Donovan Jackson film, but it was just so solid. Like he didn't really give up any.
Hey, well, you got tomorrow after he's a Texan.
All right, there you go. So Jacob's gonna post every single Donovan Jackson snap.
Oh, I'm retweeting all of my clips immediately. I have so many Donovan Jackson clips. I had cut ups.
Exactly.
I love Donovan Jackson, man.
I understand the situation that got red flags, concerns.
Who is that? Is that Will Johnson they're showing?
Who is Rapsy talking about?
Will Johnson.
Okay.
Championship season. Folks were talking about it.
He wasn't on the phone, so if he ain't the pick, if they're picking.
No. Oh man, is that
He would have been my choice he would have been one of my choices for them. Now it doesn't look like they're picking to me.
they are down to the wire.
Percentage last year.
Who would it be?
Or they're just waiting. Yeah, they're just waiting to the wire, I guess. I don't know. All right. I think I'm getting off Twitter now. We're just gonna watch it on the broadcast. We'll be a little behind maybe, but I think we're getting close enough to where I think
I'm
it's
like
time to put
literally
it down.
checking Los Angeles Chargers, and there's nothing.
Yeah, I was too.
All right, yeah, we'll
It
just
doesn't look
watch.
like they're celebrating anything.
No phone zone.
It's like the Texans.
Yeah, it looks like they're trading back. Just the way that they're like
Oh, I
interacting.
forgot they got Najee Harris.
Oh yeah.
That's nice.
This doesn't look like it. Yeah, they're not picking here. This is a trade. Just look, you got the GM on the phone. You got the other GM on the other phone.
Do they know the clock's about to run out? Oh, it says 1 minute for them, but like
yeah, it's a little outdated.
two guys on the phone.
Yeah, dude, you better pick someone. 5, 4, 3. So, dude, what's going on here?
Are we about to witness history?
Whoever they just selected. So
What the hell? What does it like?
What is going on?
What does it say for you? Just
Oh, the picks in.
Oh,
Picks in. They picked someone.
Come on.
Don't be golden. Don't be golden. Don't be golden.
That 40 was incredible. My 3 top offensive players, skill guys, got O'Brien Hampton, the running back. You got
All right, let's see who it is.
wide receiver.
I think it's gonna be.
Tight end is Mason Taylor.
It's probably golden.
So he could go.
It's not Will Johnson. He didn't look very happy.
Not.
So.
He can go. Also,
No, I don't think it's Will Johnson. Yeah.
defensively, if he does want to go.
It could be Campbell though. They love their defense, so.
Johnson.
That'd be fun.
Oh, Campbell and Dalen Henley is like my favorite linebacker duo.
And they
ever.
actually kind of
I
do need
love
an edge
those two
rusher. I mean, I
guys.
know they re-signed Khalil Mack, but Bosa's gone, so
They could use another one.
they
Yeah.
definitely even just straight up Mike Green here can make sense.
So that,
Yeah.
it's a great player. I love him. I just don't know for them.
I think they could go DB too, like outside of Will Johnson, maybe. I mean, or the South Carolina safety. I don't know how to say his name. Then Starks is an option.
They were stressing it. They were stressing though. We'll see.
Over situations there, so I think that's why he's falling to this point.
Yeah, that was weird. They took a long time.
Because to me, it's fascinating because of all the areas they could go. We've seen this a couple of times. Colts, they had a pick of the litter. Falcons pick of the litter where they needed players, and I feel like that's a similar situation with the Chargers right here. And with all those needs and all those options, does it not come back to like best on our board?
It's not come down to best player available to Joe Ortiz.
Obviously. What is this guy talking about?
How Joe was trained in ball.
Charles Davis is like, oh well, it comes down to best player on your board out of all these options. Thanks, man.
Well,
I couldn't have told you that
tell,
one.
yeah, tell us
What?
who it is. Who,
All right, well,
who
here's
your
the
top
pick.
player on the board is, bud.
Picks with a 5th year of contractual control that goes.
Let's see who it is.
Something in mind. With only one quarterback off the draft.
I don't know what time. I don't know if we're like at the same point.
You're ahead of
it
me,
might be
so
a-
I'll just have to like, kind of listen to yours.
2025 draft. The Los Angeles Chargers selects Omarion.
They took Hampton. They took Hampton.
I love it. I
Oh,
love it.
that's fun, man.
It's
That's
cool
fun.
football.
That's a fun pick. It's a fun pick.
Fun.
My top available offensive player left,
Nice.
Omarion Hampton.
I like it.
All right, and Green Bay should
All
take
right,
Matthew.
Packers are up. Packers are legit the last threat unless Minnesota
They
trades
should
out.
take Golden. They should take him.
Yeah, they should take him probably. But they also need they need corner. Will Johnson makes a lot of sense. They need corner here, man.
Watch him run through contact
Yeah.
down after
That's
down.
true.
He was involved and productive in the past game.
And if they like,
Yeah, Hampton's a fun spot here. I like it for Hardball. Hardball's such a hard-nosed dude, man.
Right.
You knew he was not going to go Golden.
yeah,
He was right. He wants to
we
run
don't
the
need
hell
a
out of the ball.
speedster.
Yeah, Green. It's going to come down to Green Bay here.
So who would you pick over Golden or Donovan Jackson then?
If you're Green Bay,
No, for the Texans.
no, those are my two guys.
But who would you choose?
Oh, between them,
Yeah,
I think Golden's better. I think Golden's a little bit better.
I would take Golden.
I would take Golden. Yeah, but either one, I'm happy with. Like, no matter who
But they're
it is,
gonna-
I'm
but-
happy with that pick.
If they do just take a lineman, like you'll understand that, like they need an offensive line.
Yeah, if it's Connerly, I'd be cool with Connerly at this spot. Wouldn't be my pick, but I would get it.
Yeah, that would fucking suck. If Donovan Jackson's on the board and they take Josh Conley,
Tennessee, but I'd like it.
Yeah, I just think Jackson's a lot better.
he's the better tackle and he can play
It's
guard.
because it was the last time there was a draft at the state of Wisconsin.
The Packers were getting trade calls at 23.
Yeah, they're not
Just
trading that
FYI.
pick. They're hosting.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Come on.
they would only trade back. You would think maybe like they would move back a couple spots. Like if the Texans wanted to come up for Golden,
Yeah.
maybe.
I mean, somewhere technically within earshot of us right now. Yeah. Going corner when you say all the monitor.
Yeah, Jeremiah. Okay, it looks like they're. Well, someone's on the phone. That wasn't like a
The Chargers
congratulations
fooled us,
call. It sound like.
Maybe they just didn't want to play a game. Maybe they wanted to bring the draft to them and make it a big
No, definitely no pick is good.
I think they could go edge too. Mike Green could make some sense here,
basically told him to
or Jahad Campbell. I swear we have thrown out Jahad
There's
Campbell for the last 10
there's a lot
picks.
of talent on the board. It's just, these guys are
Yeah.
all very, very good.
okay,
Yeah,
wide
your athletic
receiver
freaks,
in
you
the
got your
first
solid
round.
players. I mean,
In the first round.
this is a good draft.
Jimmy
I
Butler's-
don't know why. I
And
feel like this draft
for
is
the
better
Green
than
Bay
last year's.
Packers, we're less than 5 minutes away.
Players.
I got to get a Matthew Golden graphic ready just in case we take him.
That's right.
German Packer. By the way, we have heard Country Roads all this week. What a scene. My goodness gracious. By the way, I was asked before this draft how many people are going to show up.
I didn't make one because I didn't think they would have a shot at him really.
Has a population of 107,000 people.
Well, they each brought a buddy. And
Bring one with you.
listen to this.
They go wide. This place is going to explode. So let's go back, go. Walking in.
Eagles discussing moving up with Packers. That is Jahad Campbell. That is
Oh,
Jahad
God.
Campbell. I promise you that's Jahad Campbell.
What? Yeah,
That is
either Campbell or Green.
1,000% Jahad Campbell.
Gotta be either Campbell. or
Yeah,
Green.
yeah.
No doubt.
Or maybe maybe offensive line. They kind of do need line help now, actually.
Shit.
But yeah, I think that'd be Jahad Campbell. But that is not going to be receiver, I don't think.
No.
So
No way.
if you want Matthew Golden, that's good.
we're waiting a year on all this. And just a reminder again, there are 10 more first round picks, which means there are 10 more picks that have a 5th year.
They could go with the one of the safeties too. Actually, I guess their DB room's pretty good, but like I could see them taking
There's 2
Starks.
safeties on the board. Why do they think they need to trade up?
Yeah. They may just really like Starks over. Starks is like a Howie guy, man.
Georgia guy too. So
Yeah.
naturally.
The Giants win.
All right, I've got my graphics ready for the Texans pick. Let's see who we get here.
You got what? You got one for Jackson, Connolly, and Golden.
Yep.
Texas kind of
If it's, I'd be surprised if it was not one of those 3 guys. So those are the 2 guys that I've got, the 3 guys that I've got right now.
Young quarterbacks in the league that they believe in. They're supporting them in this draft.
They're milking this shit.
This draft of you've got it's Travis Hunter wiping out on the outside. You've got Drake making. What are the Patriots?
If we get Matthew Golden, the fan base is going to be so thrilled.
Look at Texans cap. He tweeted, "I am happy." And that's it.
I saw, yeah.
I hate people that do that. Hate it. He is a stay-at-home dad, or not stay-at-home dad, but you know what I mean. He types in numbers to a computer.
Okay, the Packers did pick. The Packers did pick here.
Right here would be,
I don't know who it is. Let's see.
Jordan Love, yeah.
Should I spoil it or do we wait? What do we
You
think?
can spoil it, and then I guess we have to refrain from our devices.
We did see the celebration was happening, but they have not put the words "the pick is in" up yet. And we imagine when that happens.
Who do they take?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Oh, they took Golden.
Good. No need to worry about it. Just take offensive line.
Right, his credit is essentially here in many reasons because of his arm twisting and lobbying, and so he would be out on the stage for the smoke.
Come on, Donovan Jackson, me baby, or Josh Simmons. I'd be happy with Josh Simmons too.
Feels like he's just going to fall out of the first for Simmons.
So here we go.
No, obviously the Chiefs.
Joel, I'm looking right behind him here. On his dad's shoulders with his red and white jersey, so he can see over this crowd to find out what the Packers are going to take.
At the draft.
It's really cool.
I don't know.
Because that'd be sick to walk out to the fans.
Jerseys.
Because they just never draft a first round receiver.
If Matthew Gold's the pick, all those kids will be racing for their bikes right now. They're best in line for the summer. Okay, well, I got a lot of respect for the young lady with the Brian Branch jersey standing up next to this crowd. I got to give her some credit there. That's courage. Taking that out. The Lions get fast in her belief, and the Lions will be on the clock shortly. The Vikings are a minute in. So, great for Mark Murphy, huh? The party's about to break out, guys, because it's time to throw things to the draft stage for the first draft in Green Bay. First round pick of the Packers be announced.
Yep. So I think it's either Josh Connerly or Donovan Jackson here.
Did you see a report on that, or just assume?
No, I haven't. I'm just guessing.
No, I agree.
Or trade. I mean, trade back's also a possibility.
It's a historic pick. Please give it up for first team All-Pro, Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champion, and Packers president and CEO, Mark Murphy. Thank you, Roger. How about this atmosphere? It's unbelievable. Roger, thank you in the NFL for bringing the draft here to Green Bay for the best draft in the history of the NFL. Right here. On behalf of the Packers, Packer fans here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and everywhere, because our fans are everywhere, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the NFL Draft at Lambeau Field.
It's our honor and privilege to host this wonderful event in our community, particularly since we are the only community-owned team in the NFL.
Donald Jackson. Me, come on. I have been talking about this for like 4 months.
We also have the best owners in the NFL. And we also want to celebrate.
You know, Casario likes his local gimmick, man.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, he liked his local guys.
With 23rd.
I'd be cool with Josh Simmons too, by the way. I just don't think it's going to be him.
Right. I do not have that expectation either. No way.
For the first time since 2002.
the guy announcing the picks. They drafted. He just said that they drafted receiver for it, saying the name. He just hyped the fans up. That's actually, I kind of like it. Actually, I'm with it.
That's lit. Oh, he's at the draft. Oh, receiver. Let's go.
Oh yeah, he is at the draft. Oh, that is an ugly suit. I don't like that. Oh, man, Donovan Jackson. I want it so bad, man.
Ew.
This is what I wanted for the longest time.
Giving the people what they want.
Mm.
It's right. Green Bay. Let's home it.
Go. It's catchy. I like it.
It is cool. I wish the Texans fan base had this passion and tradition.
For the first round pick. It's 2002. And let's have the kid be here. Green Bay. Let's have the word gold in his last name. It's what we call every ball. DJ, I think you were one time put it right into me. This is them.
Pat Storm just tweeted a Ohio State gif if you care. So
All right, all right. Now that you said that, I really want them to pick someone else. Like I really, really, really want them to pick Josh Connerly or trade back. I don't even want Donovan Jackson anymore just because he tweeted that. But he's obviously just hoping, not knowing.
oh, Minnesota picks Jackson.
Why were you
Oh
looking at your phone?
no.
Why were you even looking?
Oh, I got it spoiled.
Oh god.
My mom just texted me, get rid of Lassiter and take the corner.
Oh my god.
What?
Your mom does not know ball at all.
You're the first round draft choice. And a member of the Green Bay Packers announced and introduced here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Yeah, and this is someone.
So it's probably Connerly.
Yeah, but I think they might just try to trade back.
A lot of snap in his routes. Watch him when he gets to the top of the separation, the big time shoots and first, he goes out of the break point.
Well, actually, it would be kind of risky then. Well, no, because you can pick between Connerly and Simmons.
Underthrown ball.
Simmons, yeah.
Well, please.
I think they're going to pick Connerly.
I'm just hoping it's Josh Simmons.
Natural route.
It'd be pretty cool to get him after not having to trade up or anything.
That is very doesn't know to go back. Go yes. He wants you to. He hasn't got the hand yet. Like we'll do it differently come preseason. Sorry, you're in the middle of that. The kid on the bicycle will teach him on first day of camp. They'll be all right. I just love this kid. And to me, when you look at coming from the University of Houston, he gets to Texas. There's other guys you thought that.
Yeah, man, I really wanted Jackson.
But see, when they're
That sucks.
flat against Arizona State, it's fourth down, and everything matters. 4th and 13. Where does Quinn Ewers go with the rock to save their season? This guy. And I want to get back very quickly. Joel brought this up.
I mean, I guess could they take Luther Burton? I'd be really happy
What
with
about
that.
Burton?
But
That'd be hilarious.
Looks like they're on their way to score points. You want to keep up. And how many drops last year, Joel? So
yeah, I think this is Josh Connerly.
That would make sense.
down.
Yeah, I think it's a fine pick.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Especially when you don't have to trade up or anything, you still have the extra assets from the Tunsil trade. I feel pretty good about it.
hug. You got the chin
Yeah.
on your chest.
I'm just disappointed. I was really hoping we were going to get Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was all. God made me wait too long.
I mean, like I said, I'd be really thrilled if they took Josh Simmons. I don't see it.
No. Not at
I don't
all.
see it.
Not at all.
All right, I'm not spoiling the pick. I know they're on the clock, so
Okay.
I'm going to wait.
Let's wait it
I'm
out.
going to wait. Oh, man. I'll be oh, that sucks. I unfortunately knew Jackson wasn't going to get the phone straight down. I mean, he just was too good. Too good at two positions to get that far.
No, I had Ryan Goodwin's on my show yesterday. Against after his,
There's been very little trades, actually.
and then when
I think it's just been the Jacksonville trade, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no one else has traded up.
each other, but
No.
they had met each other,
Which is a little surprising.
Their first time meeting.
Yeah.
But I think the Giants were also really just waiting to see if Shador gets
24
taken by the
hours later.
Steelers.
At first,
Yeah, you're probably right.
yeah.
Yeah.
In this time,
All right, let's see if my board was correct. Or we just surprise everyone and go Jahad Campbell. That'd be pretty fun.
that's awesome. I'm glad.
All right.
I think it's going to be Josh Connolly, though.
That would be ideal. Simmons would be ideal. Mike Green me. I don't know.
Mike Green. I wouldn't be mad.
Whatever.
I wouldn't be too mad. Mike Green's
Well,
a good player.
now that Donovan Jackson isn't on the board, like it's okay if we don't take Connerly. Like it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll be all right.
In the 2025 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings.
I'm gonna actually get rid of the chat while the pick's about to happen because I don't want someone to spoil it.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh man. That sucks.
Yeah. Continues to be best at this offensive line. He started at the left.
All right. Texans are on the clock.
Kick out and play left tackle.
Here we go.
Zone.
Yeah, I think Josh Connolly. Josh Simmons wouldn't shock me, but it's not what I expect. I'd be
Right.
happy though. I think Josh Simmons is probably
Well,
he was my second best lineman actually behind Membo. If we're just getting rid of Howard, I think he's amazing.
That's fair. He's a pure left tackle. The Texans need a left tackle. I mean, maybe they need a left tackle.
Oh, Texans traded back. Giants are on the clock.
Thank God. Let's go. How do you know
I
that?
just saw it pop up. Texans got $34.99
On
and
the
a future third.
Wait, 34. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's go.
I like it. I'm okay with that. I'm cool with it. I'm
Let's
good with
go.
that. All right. This also kind of confirms to me that Donovan Jackson was their target.
Yeah.
Really makes all the effort worth it. Gathering the most in-depth info
right.
at cleanhomes.com that improves
It was the Giants.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Are you okay?
No, it's the
That's
dust.
hilarious.
Based allergy. Oh, there's another one.
That's why we do it, isn't it? Got a lot of dust in your.
So dusty.
Yeah.
Homes.com. We've done your homework. Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. McCaffrey with a tough call.
So the Giants are gonna get a quarterback though. Are they actually gonna take Dart over Shador? Oh, that's hilarious.
Which one are you gonna do? This could
That's
make
too
a great
funny.
call. Home kitchen. Call a timeout. Christian. London Sky. You sure? He's sure. Get the man some London Sky. And a decisive win with the Lowe's app. In-store, online, our Lowe's team has you covered. 2025.
I think this is the right move for the Texans, though. I like this a lot.
It is adrenaline, excitement, the stage, and electric. Many revenge games. Quarterbacks, they define the rivalry. They've only gotten unbelievable. A Super Bowl rematch for the ages. Welcome back.
Giants took Jackson Dart.
Oh my God. That's my friends that love Shador are gonna laugh their butts off.
At First Service Credit Union, I get amazing benefits because I'm an owner. I thought it should be like that everywhere.
That's so funny.
I can kiss those miles goodbye.
Amazing benefits and even better service. For service credit union. Bank like you own the place.
Hello, friends. The greats are back in town. Join Nicholas, Player, Trevino, Watson, Baldo, Sorenstam, and more as they return to the Woodlands. The Bolts of Honor Greats of Golf at the Insperity Invitational, presented by United Healthcare. One day only, Saturday, May 3rd, the Woodlands Country Club Tournament Course. Be there.
There is a scenario where they still get
I know,
Josh
yeah.
Simmons or Josh
Yeah,
Gardner.
that's kind of what I'm looking at here.
It's crazy. Like, it's really, really possible, and that's nuts. Because I don't know if you would have gotten an extra third-round pick if you like traded back, 4 or 5 spots. You're on a 34.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm good with this move for sure.
Compensatory pick they sent to Houston for tomorrow night. And a third round pick next year to trade up and take a quarterback. The door is smiling in his spot. Question is if he's going to
Jackson Dart, quarterback
New
2.
York Giant. Daniel Jeremiah, you bet it was going to be a trade up for Jackson Dart last night. It's up to you think.
That was their preference. That was the quarterbacks with Jackson Dart. They have done a ton of work on him and know him extremely well. I just thought his a little more physical quarterback when you think about the division and where the
Falcons trade up to 26.
Dart fit with the New York Giants. I thought they might be a little more aggressive and be worried about Pittsburgh. It's the culture, right? They called bluff. If Pittsburgh did not take a quarterback and now they're patient. That was not a steep price they had to pay. To potentially no longer late a quarterback after Marty getting a premier player and having Carter on.
And by the way, 25, that's only 22 slots away from great. Close. That's all I'm saying. And there's only 22 slots away. I mean, if you think about it, the Giants have got to come away with a quarterback, right?
Man, the Falcons at 26. If they get Jahad Campbell, they may have the best draft out of anyone today.
It's not that expensive.
That'd be awesome. Oh my god, that'd be
You
so
ought to do
cool.
something. And if they come away with a quarterback in Abdul Carter, that's what we call a big W, a big blue, right? You would think. Certainly, and if there's anybody supposedly on a hot seat there, except for third round pick this year, no fun. Anything. A third selection tomorrow night. Two things. Taking business at the position this year. If you're looking at the two products that we think is potentially here, Shador and Jackson Dart. Shador is much more rookie than Jackson Dart. However, Giants can't need rookie. In fun, are looking at life side. Near term, and at the same time, if we're waiting for the Rams just to trade it out and Atlanta.
Okay, so if you're paying attention, by the way, the Texans now have 5 picks in the first 3 rounds next year.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You can trade, honestly, one of those picks for like a superstar that demands out or something like that.
Select Jackson Dart.
Yep, Jackson Dart.
So it is the Jackson Dart. He is a first round selection. He is going to the division with Jackson and Jalen Hurts and Jalen Daniels. He is going to be a guy who has every shot in the world to be the quarterback to the Giants.
Falcons could also take Malachi Starks here.
To be the Giants quarterback at some point.
Yeah, this young.
Oh my god. The Falcons traded their first rounder next year.
Rivals.
What?
No, they did not. No, they did not.
Oh my god. To move up 20 spots?
Stop.
Who just continues to.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
What the heck?
No fucking way.
The ability to
Oh,
get away and make plays down the
holy shit. They're not even a fucking playoff team.
The pocket movement, you see him climb up in the pocket, first pressure, and he was a fantastic runner, no doubt. for length in that offense. And Charles, I think there's something to the fact, I know you're going to have pressure. You're going into New York, you're a quarterback, you're going to have pressure. He's going to be the second one to speak at the press conference. At least you've got Abdul Carter there. It's different than if you would have been picking the draft, in my opinion.
And you get to watch Jameis Winston do it. Not there. But here's the other part. We're going to do all the connecting of the dots, Joel. The Ole Miss connection. Eli Manning came out of Ole Miss. Now we got another quarterback out of there. Guess what, folks? It all started with Charlie Connerly out of Ole Miss. And guess who won the Connerly Award?
Apparently, the Falcons went James Pierce.
Mississippi Jackson Dart. This kid.
What? He wasn't even going to be selected in the first round.
That could be wrong. I was looking at PFF mock, and they put James Pierce there. So I don't know.
So much about his side. Now he's not Josh Allen. What do we think about this? Right?
I don't. Yeah, it is James Pierce.
Fine runs scheme that he likes to have. The second level of Josh Allen.
Unreal. Oh my
God.
God.
Is what Jackson Darts to be separated himself with amongst this group. Best intermediate thrower I saw of this group of quarterbacks. And so Shaker Sanders, I know he's wondering if he got. I just think style-wise, what Ryan Day
I wonder if the Texans would trade up to pick 32, just get that 50-year option.
made the comparison to Jalen.
Like, they have the 6th-round picks.
Yeah.
Like, send over the 6th-round picks and like a fucking 2028 4th-round pick.
Is going to be going into a quarterback room with Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Tommy Cutlets, and then we will see how it plays out. Shedeur Sanders is still waiting to hear his name. We're assuming that Atlanta's definitely not traded back into the first round to select him. So let's just place that aside for the moment. And I'll let you know the details of this trade. Atlanta cost a seventh tomorrow night, a 7th on Saturday, first rounder next year. And again, from the Rams. So Rams now got a 2nd-round pick. They didn't have one this year. They pushed it to Carolina last year to take Braden Blitz out of Florida State. So smoke them if you got them right now in Los Angeles.
Oh, by the way, I know we've been on here for 3 hours. We have had 1.2 thousand people in here. So thank you all for coming in and stopping by.
Damn.
This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you, everyone.
Just for the record, I'm not going to end the stream until it's over because I don't think there's a crazy possibility the Texans move back into the end of the first tier. Philly pick, so thinking. If they really want Connerly, that's who I would want is Josh Connerly. So
I am gonna step away for like 5 or 10 minutes though, and I'll be back.
All good.
Hopefully we enter again.
James Pierce Jr., defensive end, Tennessee. So the team has now pretty checked the boxes this evening. Okay. We're looking for years to take rushing the first. Never did. Now they've said a big time expensive athlete. Leonard Floyd is the body type. You see the height, you see how narrow frame, but he ran in the 4.4s and it shows up. You see him get off the rock. He's got a variety of moves. He's not just going to win with that speed. He can win on the high side as well as underneath the tackle here with a little up and under. Want to see a little more consistency with this. The pocket collapsing power. That's going to be an area you want to see him continue to develop. He can set the edge of the game. His pass rusher can also do it in the run game. I know they spent a lot of time on him, and there was talk saying they could take him at the 15th win. I think they were. It was there. They couldn't pass him up. But hey, why back and get another one?
That's what's interesting about this for me, guys, is that when you're looking at James Pierce now that you picked up Jalen Walker, isn't Leonard Floyd now in Atlanta? But you got him too. Now you can have a plan for him. Jeff Ulbrich can say, I can DPR him, designated pass rush, have a plan and work him in as he gets bigger and stronger and has a little more balance. Because right now, the sprinter, for long, we have to add a little bit more to it, but he doesn't have to do it right away. It's a good pick for them.
The Ravens halfway through their pick as we send things to Ian.
Rich, DJ's right. The Falcons came this close to picking James Pierce at number 15 overall. They have, in fact, done extensive homework on his character, trying to understand the immaturity. They've talked to basically everyone he knows. They met with him and his mom yesterday, doing late homework on Pierce, believe in the culture that Raheem Morris has created. Rich, James Pierce, now Falcon.
With every pick on NFL.com, the draft tracker presented by Alexis. So it's the first time in 11 years we didn't see a first round pick traded between the league years beginning and the draft's beginning. And we saw not only the first round picks traded tonight, but involving 2 first round picks in next year's draft. Unbelievable. Trades tonight. Great science collector skills coming up. Go Vols.
There's no such thing as kind of amazing. Maybe there is.
This is gonna be an awesome day too. I'm ready for this. It's gonna be fun.
Stay still. Easy. You know how you feel it. Because a car that doesn't make you feel something is a car that stops short of amazing. This is Roundup for lawns. This stuff works. Stuff kills weeds down to the root without killing your lawn. This stuff works on dandelions, crabgrass, clover. This stuff works for up to 3 months. This stuff works guaranteed or money back. This is Roundup for lawns. This stuff works.
I trusted Invisalign because a lot of my peers used the aligners before. Seeing the results now, I can honestly say that I'm even more confident. Confidence is what shapes you to be great. Invisalign, trusted by the pros.
Okay, so we're at the film festival, middle of Park City. The doors open, and hey, that fire reserve premiere party. These strips are the best. Our week, we had our own private viewing. For race week, the lounge is right next to the pit. We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants. Nights at the Sapphire Lounge on the 6th.
Oh man, nice.
Exclusive lounge.
Liking this, man. I did not think they were gonna be able to get out of that, man. I did not expect that.
Now they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check the game is actually worth it. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Verizon Small Business Days are back. Our experts
Welcome in.
closing video break. Yes, great. Nice surprise, huh? Ready to help. Serving up deals in white, wherever you are. Even on the job.
Hey, hi.
Making sure all your tech
Let's take a look.
is good to go. April 21st to 27th. Don't wait. Get started today. The future is here. We've been creating it for more than 100 years. From the most advanced technology to the broadest and most reliable network of sales and service dealers, always moving forward. We lead, others follow. Every year, Rich Eisen runs the 40 to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Visit stjude.org/runrichrun to donate. Then tune in to the 2025 NFL Draft on NFL Network to see Rich run.
Hey, everybody. Horizon Small Business Days are here.
Ravens went Starks here, by the way.
2 minutes of change into that. The teams for the night. The runners-up of conference championship weekend. Super Bowl teams. As the Ravens are applauding this. I love it. Aussie Newsom's still in that room, man.
Okay. There's a big difference between the packages here. The Rams moved down about 20 spots, where the Texans moved down like 8. The Rams also gave up a third. It's very different packages. They're both good packages, but it's like, would you rather move down 20 spots, or are you good with staying where you are? It's the biggest thing, I think. It's a fine package.
Malachi starts. This player. It's just like I mean, he like just I'm not saying he's ever got to be but I'm saying the things he does well, the Baltimore Ravens really appreciate.
So glad you said that because high safety is how I thought that he played best. In that combo with Kyle Hamilton, that would be perfect for company.
There isn't how they don't play on so we'll see what happens. With the 27th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Malachi Starks, defensive back. So, injuries been and still it has now been done. Malachi Starks is coming out in the green room. That leaves only 4 prospects still in there. He is the one that was just chatting with the Ravens. And he'll take it away.
Yeah, this is someone who can play in the nickel, can play as the high safety. I think with the Ravens, that's where he's going to be. He's going to be that on top of the Christmas tree safety there. Someone who is very smooth, fluid. But you talk to folks at Georgia, they talk about the leadership he provided. And he has got big time character, excellent communicator, and excellent leader. Here he is down the field, locating the ball in the deep half, showing you those ball skills. This was in an early game here, first game right out the chute. How about this play? Watch him go up and get it. That was the season opener. That was it. And so you want to see a few more plays on the ball. He didn't get those opportunities the rest of the year, but watch him tackle. Watch him fill the alley close and get guys on the ground. You can blitz him, but you know Baltimore is going to cut everybody loose in that defense, Joel.
What I love is he is such a smart player. Day one, he started for Kirby Smart in that secondary. Day one on campus. And he has been not only a great player for them, but a great leader, like you mentioned. And for my money, at least, CD, when I look at what he can do, you look at the versatility around the secondary. Yes, you can go be on top of the Christmas tree there, but you can also start moving him around because he's confident enough in his football IQ where you've got a versatile piece in that secondary doing a lot of things. 2 things. Number one, when you play on any team, the worst position to play for is the one that your coach used to specialize in. Secondary player in college football. Second was my career. Last year, I starts to find keep up with how players enough. There is a pride on the defensive side of the ball. As last year, guys, it was not enough. This was the 31st pass defense. They were 25th in pressure rate. That's not up to their standard. It's better sounded about 11, 5, 16 to see that you're starting to see him come along better, but that's not it. We don't want to be dominant, and they were not. But does he play like a Raven? 100%. That is the celebration at the draft party. This will help Zach with more infected years. Defensive coordinator to be Westwood. The Lions pick is now, and the team that won and done with the top seeded Lions last year. Washington Commanders is down on the block.
Yeah, I'm liking this trade down. This is going to be good. Excited.
Now he's working at the top of the draft tomorrow night. One has to whisper, if you want yourself some Shador Cedars, you might have to get in over the power of this draft.
Because right now, Clint can sit.
KC's going to take offensive line. They're not going to take that.
Left on the board, that note on the board is a quarterback team. So all you're worried about Cleveland, is there someone else?
Their Commanders might go defense
It
too.
would have to be a bit.
The Texans aren't going to take
Right
it.
now, get back. I don't know. I have to remember when the Browns fans woke up this morning and thought they might get both Hunter and Sanders. So, think about the twists and turns. Well, they had the opportunity to get Travis Hunter, and they passed up on it by taking Jacksonville's offer to come up from 5. They've got Jacksonville's first rounder in their back pocket if they want to go and get a quarterback in next year's draft, which everybody says is a deeper quarterback draft than the one this year. And another team that might need a quarterback for the future with their quarterback currently at age 37. And the Rams, they now have a second first rounder in next year's draft for that as well. That's looking deep over the steering wheel for the moment. Let's welcome Malachi Starks to the stage with Jamie Irvin.
I'm just getting my first hug. You just hugged Roger Goodson for the longest time. Such a long embrace with him.
Ooh, I like this pick for them. Tyreek Williams to the Lions. It's a good pick. I'm a big fan of him.
You got some time with your family while you waited. What has your family done for you to get you to this moment?
Man, I couldn't thank them enough. Such a blessing that it's made for me. So, my mom, your dad, I told him I would cry. My sister, I know she at home watching this, my fiance back there. My agency, man, they just bet on me and I bet on myself, and I'm ready to get to work.
And now you're a Baltimore Raven.
I'm ready.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Man, he and Kyle Hamilton, I guess you can take safety off the board for the Ravens for quite some time, right? They're in good shape. Gracious. That's
All right, we got a couple more picks off the board. Ravens went Starks,
Yeah.
and then Lions went Tyreek Williams.
Wait, what?
That's my guy, man. I'm a big Tyreek fan.
I mean, not in the first round.
Yeah, he was
but
my guy. He was one of my day 2 guys.
Okay. So no offensive line
Nope.
is what I'm hearing.
No lineman yet.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I think the Texans could trade up at the end of this round here.
So well as a GM.
With the 28th pick.
Well,
I did just
Okay, let's
pick
see
someone from the Texans community. I've had enough.
oh my God, what happened?
No, it's this guy. He's been in there for like all offseason just complaining about every little thing that happens. And then but
so he
today,
didn't like
the
the
final
trade
thing
up?
that happened was he was complaining today about how we traded down in a draft that has no depth. I'm like, have you looked at this draft class at all? This draft class is known for the depth.
Well, yeah. What even makes you say that? Like you act like you know if it has depth or not by saying
on
that.
third
And
down
it,
because of
you
what
can
he
be
does
further
on
from the
first and
truth.
second down against the run. Just to eat up a lot of space. And let's just
I mean, honestly, now you trade down. If Jahan Campbell is there at 34, I'm kind of like, hey, I don't know. I think you might have to pull the trigger on that.
That's a flashback to last year with Edgerrin Cooper.
Yeah.
He's there. He's there. Take him.
free technique for Jim Knowles' defense. They went through an entire philosophical change in the way that they were going to rush the floor mid-year after their loss to Oregon. With that defense, Larry Johnson, their defensive line coach, and Tyreek Williams took the philosophy change, and he was better in the second half of the season. His production was primary as a true freshman. Never.
What's up, Jordan?
Some weight issues, but I will tell you this: when he wants to go, he's really good and strong. Like I said, on base down.
And this fits what they do. Culture fit for Detroit.
Washington. Who is Washington? Mike Green would be perfect in Washington, actually.
Rescue team talk about that.
Or John Campbell, but yeah.
Yeah, or Jahan.
Oh, here's the first round coming up.
There's a lot of talent.
Yeah, there is.
There's going to be a lot of talent at the beginning of the second round. There's no doubt about it. We know the Commanders don't need a left tackle.
No. The only team you have to worry about here at the end is probably Kansas City.
Yeah.
Grand entrances, hit a grand highlight.
Yeah, and you know that if we get here, with, I mean, it just, honestly, for me, it's just going to depend on how you like Josh Simmons. Because if Josh Simmons or Connolly are both on the board, like, I'm very happy with either of them in a trade down.
Give me one of those.
Very. I'm fine with that. Either fit your option.
Yeah, if you want to move up. I mean, you know how Howie and Casario are. We may see the Texans move back with the Eagles here. Go get their linemen.
They may trade back from 34 for all we know.
Yeah, it could do that too. We never know.
It should be a little weird, but
see, I see the new stat.
Hey, Brandon, come in here. Come on in here and tell us how we fucked up.
Oh man.
How do we fuck up?
I like it, man. I was actually talking about trading down for a while. I just didn't think they were going to be able to. All the Vikings fans found my Donovan Jackson cut up. They're very thrilled.
The second Donovan Jackson got drafted by the Vikings, I think logic prevailed and said,
Yeah.
let's trade back. That's what I said when they drafted Donovan Jackson. And I'm pretty sure that's what the Texans organization said as well.
Yeah, I agree.
So what did we what players are we missing out on from 25 to 9? Or
It doesn't look
34,
like any
or
right now.
33, sorry. Yeah, I don't think we're I haven't seen one yet.
Tomorrow at 8 on NFL Network.
We can tell you what it's capable of. Or you can find out for yourself. How we get there? Years.
Huge gap between what?
No.
That has nothing to do with the trade back.
Well, yeah, the third guard was gone.
Donovan Jackson is gone. He is gone. He's gone.
Oh, well, Commanders
Also,
went Connor Lee, so he's off.
in-
That sucks.
Yeah, we missed. Okay, we missed on players that
Houston Methodist.
because we didn't trade up.
We can tell you what it's capable
All the great
of.
DTs are not gone.
Or you can find out for yourself. How we get there? Years.
Mr. Holman or Halom. There are plenty of good DTs later in the draft. There's actually a lot of interior offensive line depth if you happen to dabble in that area of scouting. So obviously your main point is that we pushed out and didn't trade up. I get that. That's fair. But other than that, you definitely did the right thing by trading back. You absolutely did the right thing by trading back. And we have literally no idea how much they're convicted on Golden and Donovan Jackson. Maybe you're convicted on a Golden and Donovan Jackson. Let us be the Texans were. So they did the right thing by trading back. At least they didn't stay at 25 and pick someone who they could have picked at 34.
In this year's draft, and that's the name of the game.
Slick Rick said the Eagles tried trading up with the Packers to get Jihad and it fell through. If they get Jihad, they're going to pick Jihad. I'm telling you, it just makes way too much sense.
It's going to happen.
Last year, obviously, with Adam Peters and going against. Well, when this team is, they're just you look at what they inherited the previous first round.
Yeah, Brandon, I'm so sure that Casario panicked.
I mean, that's actually the opposite of panicking.
Yeah. If he panicked, he would have picked someone at 25.
NFL draft.
I mean, actually,
Josh
Jr. What was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh, why Washington just took Mini Tunsil? Yeah, Brandon just said it. They took Mini Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So weird.
Play the left tackle. Josh Conway is going to slide right in as the right tackle, and then Brandon Coleman's going to be a nice swing tackle for him, so they even have some depth there. Look, to me, it's like some players there too. Yeah, he's very under control. You don't see him get out over his skis. He's patient with his hands. He can sit back in the rocking chair. He's real sharp. He faced a lot of good rushers on the schedule this year, including a battle with Abdul Carter.
So Brandon, if that's panicking, what would it be if he picked at 25? Would it have been panicking? That's
And
what I
here he
want
is
to
as
know.
a Pee-wee player, which that doesn't look very Pee-wee to me.
That means he panicked either way? I mean, just say you hate him. Just
Birth
say you hate him.
certificate laminated. That's right. Yeah, my son's going to be sick that day when we're playing that team. Did he get on the scales that day? You know, you got to have weigh-ins for this, right? Where's the children? Travis, do you want to play or any first? Yeah, same side of the ball, but a little bit of everything. That's right. We're seeing a lot of these offensive linemen on these throwbacks in college.
I couldn't agree more if you want. Looking at the board,
You know, we talked about Kelvin
there's
Bates
still plenty of
being
talent
rated
there.
higher, but that one
And I think
those
those
2 games against
options,
Georgia, it was a rough day. Similar with Don Connerly. Basically, all his pressures were against Ohio State. They were rolling. You know, I called the Buckeyes at that point and said they were like the Jet Star supernova when they got to the Rose Bowl, and that was really the only game.
Well, okay. Let's. I'm going to throw out some other offensive line names we haven't really talked about. What do you think about Jarrett Wilson?
outside of that tape. But this is another love letter to the quarterback.
Well, I like him more than Rayledge.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
He moves better.
I thought there
He
might be a chance of the
has
corner
good
on
hands of pass
defense there.
protection.
Marshall last
He's able to actually move his feet through
maybe have another
contact
guy on the
on
outside
double
corner.
team
Maybe
blocks.
get
So
Sabers still back inside the nickel, which we thought he would play.
played center, but he can also probably
They
play
decided to
guard.
invest in Jake
So there's
Daniels, and it's
plenty of options.
obvious why.
And they know who they have to get.
I'm guessing that they target a 34. That's just a guess.
Yeah, I mean, if Connerly's gone, sure.
So they are doing their best to fight through that fold that's wrong.
And Simmons is gone.
They have to get past as well because they've had trouble getting past them in the playoffs, not so much in the regular season. Of course, I'm referring to the Bills who are choosing right now, and then there are the Chiefs, the team I'm also referring to in this conversation after them, and then come the Philadelphia Eagles. Real quick before we start turning our attention to potential trades, as the Bills are now nearing 4 minutes to go on their selection. If the Bills stick and pick, what do you think?
I looked at defensive backs like the defensive line. I had them taking Trey Amos, a corner out of Ole Miss. We still got Maxwell Hairston is out there. Will Johnson hasn't gone. I mean, there's only been one corner that's gone. And what about pass rush? Because that's another obvious spot to me. I'm excited to see him sitting out there. Joey
Bosa coming in there.
I mean, they're going to be fun to watch. But Joey Bosa hasn't played 12 games, right? How many years now? So you got to make sure you're backstopping that. So I'm not saying that's the pick, but there's a Rocky's still there. Mike Green's still sitting.
Yeah.
But I know
I'm interested to see what we get here.
And if they want to do more man coverage, it is in the secondary. Man, Max is sitting out there right now. Benjamin Morrison from Notre Dame is sitting out there right now. So we'll see if they decide to go in that direction.
Yes, here's what I would say. If I just like, college guy coming in and looking at Buffalo. There's two ways that you beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. And they're the same way. What Tampa did in the Super Bowl and what Philadelphia did in the Super Bowl. Put him on his next. Put Patrick Mahomes on his back. So to me, I don't know if there's enough edge tackle. There's not enough defensive linemen that you can take here. The problem is they've been run through in this script. There's not really, those top end guys. You're taking production here, maybe like a Mike Green from Marshall. He led the country
As a Rocco, the Ted Hendricks,
Donovan, and as a Rocco, he had 16 and a half sacks for Boston College. That would be interesting to me, just to put a number on it. They were 21st in the league. They play coverage. They play big coverage. So they want to play. They're
playing for it. They got to pump that up.
Who do you think they pick at 24? We were just kind of talking about this. I think first three, maybe Josh Simmons, Mabo, maybe Luther Burton, Trey Harris are some options.
Denver Broncos, we paired up with a reigning defensive player of the year. So I think Hunter West, Travis Hunter, the press conference. Do me a favor. That is a wide receiver. Press conference change. Outfits come out. I love it. So here's the commissioner with the Bill Smith. Yet another special release. Yeah. The Chiefs are off the clock right now. We're here the Bills selection here in Green Bay.
The NFL is stepping up to have an even greater impact as a wish maker or make a wish. For the second time tonight, we have the opportunity to grant a wish for a deserving young man to announce the first pick for his favorite team. Tommy. Tommy is a 16-year-old living with a neuromuscular disorder. He's a huge Buffalo Bills fan, and he's here with me to make the announcement for his beloved Bills.
Here we go.
Eagles traded up here.
Trade up to what?
31. They moved up one spot with Kansas City. Man, the Bills took Maxwell Hairston over Will Johnson.
So that means his injury is bad.
Yeah.
Will Johnson's injury.
He's in the green room. We're going to see his short. Meanwhile, before you guys jump into this young man, what he can bring to Western New York,
the two Super Bowl teams, left each, only in Philadelphia. Howie Roseman, currently in Philadelphia, just made a deal. The Eagles.
This is Hairston, or not Hairston. This is
So
means I can't think of who is it.
Great partner for anybody who wants to.
Jahad Campbell. They're taking Jahad Campbell.
Yeah. It's just kind of weird that they traded up with the Chiefs. Like,
Yeah, maybe just make sure no one else jumps them. I don't know.
Well, first of all, this is a defense that was 29th third down defense last year.
oh, so no one else.
Gonna
Yeah.
way up. The key third down of the season. Got him on that next play in the playoffs and all that. So no question. And someone, to your point, Charles, is a man corner. We've seen him do it. He can line up. He can take away guys who can run with his speed. And he's feisty for his size.
Yeah, the Texans trade with the Chiefs.
We've seen him match up with a different. So why don't you see within that division? Think about all the different guys you go up against. It's like it's what you say. He's legit. If he had the year, if he came out after last year's the year that he had said, he would get cut at this point in time.
If you remember last year,
Shoulder injury without.
Bills fans were split sideways when they heard that they traded with the Chiefs.
Yep.
And allowed the Chiefs to get Xavier Worthy, the fastest guy in the history of the combine. It was just drafted this year's fastest guy at the combine, who I would imagine.
Well, Mahomes knows who they drafted. Apparently. Sorry.
What he
No, he just tweeted the face emoji with the sunglasses. Probably an offensive player.
So, right.
Yep, Eagles took Jahad Campbell, of course.
Year in 23, we referenced if he had that year.
I'm not gonna lie, the league is fucked.
He's tough as a blue.
That's terrifying.
Who did the Chiefs take?
That was a result of the shoulder.
They needed another middle linebacker and they needed another edge rusher.
I actually maybe they go Burton. I don't know.
Well, maybe that's why he made that.
Yeah.
Missouri guy,
Every
offensive
single
weapon.
prospect that has been called before you.
That would
Right
make
now
more
it is
sense,
your
actually.
moment. How does it feel to trade
Like
Kentucky Blue in for Buffalo Blue?
Man, I can't believe it's going on right now. I'm so thankful. I'm so blessed, man. I'm so happy to hear my name called. It's truly a dream come true. I give all thanks again.
And your family, you love them so much. You are wearing them with your heart and soul tonight. Show us your jacket.
Everywhere. They with me everywhere I go. My biggest support system.
I don't know who the Chiefs took. I didn't see it.
Just New York's gonna love you.
Get the word, Bubba.
Congratulations to Maxwell Harrison. So 164th overall pick that belongs to Philadelphia now belongs to Kansas City. The Eagles just made that they called up with 64 to go select. So handshakes all around for the defending Super Bowl champs. And the Chiefs are on the clock right now. We'll find out how the first round wraps up when we
I think Courtyard's official ambassador has opened a new world for me. Now we get to hang out with NFL fans.
That Eagles defense is so good. Oh my god.
Wait, what?
That defense is ridiculous. That's not even fair.
Exactly.
Who let this happen?
This is Roundup for lawns. This stuff works. Stuff kills weeds down to the root without killing your lawn. This stuff works on dandelions, crabgrass, clover. This stuff works for up to 3 months. This stuff works guaranteed or your money back. This stuff works on big lawns, small lawns, and I guess you can call that a lawns. This stuff works without killing your lawn. This stuff works without killing your weekend. This stuff works for the rookies and the seasoned pros. This stuff works in Knoxville, Bronxville, Rockville, Marysville. This is Roundup for lawns. This stuff works. I'm the guy sitting next to your girl on a kiss cam. This game just got a lot more interesting. It's Sheila? And if you ever have to ride home, Tubbers, you're gonna have to kiss your savings goodbye. Man, we
had the board falling well for us, and
like me.
got sniped right before us, man.
You might know Harbor Freight for affordability.
literally
You might
the
not
two
know,
players.
Yeah.
performance and durability go right along with it. You see,
Reminds me of
we
when
test, and then
we
we
took,
test
or
again.
when I
World-class
guess what,
engineering
Jordan Davis and
and
Kyle
rigorous
Hamilton
Yeah,
testing
yeah.
went like right
Yeah.
after we traded
stand the test of
back.
time
Like,
without testing.
I mean, maybe they
Now,
wanted
it's
Kenyon
time
Green
for
the whole
you to
time,
put
but
us
still,
to the
like,
test. Whatever you do it for less than Harbor Freight.
It's time to get the show started, Green Bay.
If you need us.
That was when I started building my passion for football.
It's a hard football journey. Being a zero-star recruit really taught me to put my head down and just keep working.
Well, for that, not only is he the coach, we represent him on the field. Draft night will be legendary.
I am somebody. I may be young,
I may be young,
but I am somebody.
somebody.
I may be small, but I am.
Yeah, I don't know who Kansas City's taking him. They haven't said it yet, I don't think.
all right.
Let's see. I think
Could be Simmons.
yeah, maybe. I think after this maybe we run a quick mock. We got all the picks.
Yeah.
All right, so, my gosh, it's an Alabama player on the board at the front seven. Get ready. Okay, I'm ready. Now you're up to song. I don't make friends, Rich. I don't make friends. I just don't live in the universe. This isn't, we're out. Georgia have an elite player who's some miraculous reason falls out. Maybe to the Eagles will have it. The defense trying to beat them. They made one spot. Jalen Carter is going to go like one or two spots and go get the guy that Nolan Smith out. Nolan Smith, it's collection, and it's the reason why they won the Super Bowl. I know Saquon is Saquon, but look at with Jalen Carter, Dell in the first round, and Philadelphia just, okay, one or two moves were there. The range again. It's like, oh,
Who did the Chiefs take, man?
find it out.
No, I don't see it anywhere.
They've been on the clock for a while, right?
Yeah.
So, Rich,
It still isn't up, I don't think, no.
Jordan Schultz just tweeted 20 seconds ago. They're staying at 32 and expecting offensive line
Oh,
help.
that's Simmons.
Oh,
That's
shit.
Simmons.
The Kansas City Chiefs have traded the first pick to the Philadelphia Eagles
That's
Yeah.
Josh Simmons.
with the 31st pick in the
Gotta be.
2025.
Or Ursery, but I think it's Josh Simmons.
The Philadelphia Eagles, Jihad Campbell.
I think Ursery would be a weird first round pick.
It's really green.
They need a pure left tackle. He's got those short arms.
Super Bowl chance 30 for Rich, yes, sir.
Speaking of Obi-Wan down here, our lead draft expert, Daniel Jeremiah, writes in his mock draft at 32, the Midnight Book 31, Philadelphia. The rules are simple with the Eagles. They take the best Alabama or Georgia player to their left. You don't find number 12.
Yeah, I don't see any stuff about it yet.
To go much higher.
It's probably going to be Josh Simmons.
I would assume so.
Pretty happy to me. Right now. You guys have been both watching you. Some big things somewhere rubbing his hands together. He's like, all right. You got the other last year. I said, Vaughn, inside. That works. It's the pro.
Probably Eagles what they want. Jerry Cooper, last year with these Green Bay Packers, with the speed and range that he had, as well as someone if you want him to can rush the quarterback. John Campbell wasn't a rusher. It's awesome because they had 2 first-round edge rushers, Hawkins and Turner and Cam. They just had to get him on the field. When this guy, when he hits the go button,
Yeah, how long is this gonna take?
you're on the late blitz.
I just want to see who they pick.
Right. I'm gonna use Twitter to my advantage here.
I think there's tremendous upside with him there, and again has that high school background. So
It'd be crazy if they didn't take Simmons though.
Yeah, I think it's
when he's incredibly young.
Tate Ratledge.
Just money like in the sense, guys, you've got to have versatile hybrid players,
something.
you know. And how many players are we talking about? It started with Abdul Carter. He's got an off-ball background.
All right, yeah, it's Josh Simmons.
Saw it.
Jordan Schultz tweet. Yeah, Schultz tweeted.
I expected.
Personnel or 12 personnel, and then you everything out of those single personnel groups. And so you've got to be a hybrid player. You're going to be on the field first, second, and third down.
And Rich, here's how badly Eagles general manager
All right, you ready to do that?
Chargers
All right, let's run it.
22 was working the phones trying to get a trade. They thought they had a trade, thought it was done. The Chargers ended up picking, tried to get at 23, again at 24. Now they had Campbell at 31. So
All right, let's share the screen. Let's see what we got here. All right, let's get a mock going.
round pickup, and Kansas City didn't have a 5th round pick. Now they do, and they're about to make their pick right here. And
We just stick it.
we're about
to
to
stay at the
meet
picture
John.
rack.
I think so. I think we just stay. They're probably not going to stay in real life,
All
but
Oh yeah, you know Caserio's gonna move around.
we can move up and down a little bit. So I think 34. Who do you think we go here? I'm thinking Earth
I think
3.
it's a safe bet they'll stay at 34.
I think it's Earth 3 if they stay.
Dude, I don't know.
What do you think?
I really want it to be. I really want it to be Earth 3, but all right, you said they met with
They
him,
did.
right?
They had a 30 visit with him.
Okay.
I think we go with him. I think he makes a lot of sense here.
I'll do it. Honestly, he's another candidate to play guard for
Yeah.
a year as well, or multiple years.
All right, looking at 58 here. I mean, I feel like Kyle Hamilton,
I mean,
Trey Harris. You can go receiver. You go defensive tackle, running back.
shit.
They did visit with TJ Sanders.
Yeah, TJ Sanders, and I guess Caleb Johnson too.
Yeah, he
right?
visited.
I don't know. I saw him on
He
like
visited.
JMS board. So
Arroyo visited. I don't know if Makuba did. Kyle Williams did. Trey Harris did. Alfred Collins did. He did.
okay,
What are you thinking?
let's try to get Alfred Collins in the
Yeah.
third.
Running back, maybe? I mean, I would take Travion. I just don't think Travion's going to actually be here, so it's kind of pointless.
I would just take a rank. Like, we're trying to be realistic, right?
Yeah,
Like, we're
yeah,
trying
I'm
to
thinking
guess.
Caleb Johnson.
Okay. Now I'll just do Caleb Johnson. Yeah.
Here, we can try to maybe move up for Collins. Oh, he already went. Never mind. What are you looking at here? I mean, Shamar Turner's a good option. I like Mabo here. I mean,
I would probably say they're gonna draft another tackle / guard here. So that would mean Sav or Embo or Wyatt
let's take
Millen.
him. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Let's do that. I don't even know if they met with
I don't
him,
know.
but it's the
I don't
third
know.
round, so who cares?
Right. Receiver could be a possibility here. Savion. Defensive tackle's an option here for sure. Jamari Caldwell.
We got my guy.
Jordan Phillips.
I got my guy Jordan
Yeah,
Phillips.
let's go him. That works. I mean, in this situation, I would take Jared Wilson. I just don't think we're actually going to. I don't think he's going to be here. Is kind of my point. I mean,
right? No, that's fair.
You think he'll be here at this point? 99.
Well, I can't really see what number
99.
is this. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, let's do that.
All right, and then Mason said, "Who do y'all want the pick to be at 34?" I would probably lean Ursery, but I'm not against. I mean, I'm going to be weird and say I'm not against Mike Green.
Kansas City. So you're feeling more free agency, trying to backstop
I don't
everything, right? And Juwan Taylor's there.
Here, we can look at like move up here too. We're not going to pick this many times.
Okay.
I don't even know who's on the board.
You know, Casero don't want those 2 6th-round picks and
Just
7th-round
like
picks.
this.
And all that.
Like we go receiver. I mean, we haven't gone receiver yet, so we probably should do that. I like Dante Thornton.
Jacob,
no Dante Thornton.
No. He's run like probably 10 good routes in his entire career.
Ty Felton, maybe.
I'm not even trying to be that.
Pat Bryant, Jalen Lane.
I would say in the point, Jalen Lane reminds me of Christian Kirk, like quite literally.
Okay.
This is a Christian Kirk 2.0. Now, again, I'm not saying that. Okay, we could have picked another. We could have picked a boundary receiver, not a slot. Yeah. I love Jalen Lane. Love Caden Crawford. We'll see. We can talk about some depth guys that are on the board here because y'all aren't gonna even know their names. But
Let's go. Duval County, stand up.
and then the Chiefs got Simmons, Jalen. So that was, we don't necessarily know if the Texans wanted him. Again, they traded away knowing he was on the board. That's my thing.
I love Jalen Conyers. I'm taking my guy.
Is still
you gotta go for it.
one of the biggest.
And then 255. What have we not taken?
90 minutes.
I'm taking linebacker, safety. I don't know who Hunter Wohler is. Oh wait, I do.
See, that's your guy, man. Korsky Merritt.
He's gonna go early.
Jeremiah. It all started off with Cam Ward, and then
I do not like Elijah Clark. He's super stiff.
single first round pick traded. So the minute the season ended,
I don't think I've watched him, but I've seen this guy like that time.
I saw him in your mock draft. I was wondering if you knew who he was.
Cleveland winds up trading down and taking
I think
Mason
5th
Graham. They've
rounder.
got Jacksonville's first round. And next year,
What do you think?
The Giants move up to take Jackson Dart, but
All right,
don't use a first round pick in next year's draft.
Go to safeties real quick.
Atlanta uses a first round pick in next year's draft to move any team.
Since they got EJ Speed, I kind of feel like their linebacking room is just kind of set, but they could genuinely add a safety, and I would probably say is it Kidding Crawford?
Yeah, let's do that.
And turns out this one came true. The Cleveland
It's like the most high upside safety that you can find in the later rounds of the draft.
Man, we got an F. That's rough. They gave us an F for Ursery.
Bro, if you show that to everyone, they're gonna be like, "Oh God, we can't take Ursery."
Oh yeah, I know it's coming.
And that's very likely one of our. That's a very likely pick. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they trade back.
Again, yeah. I wouldn't shock me either. Let's post this.
I think it's the same cluster from 34 to 65. And I know Casero likes that. And he doesn't have a 4th round pick.
Remember? Yep, no 4th
round pick. So you probably trade back from 34 to 40 and you get a 4th round pick. Or 37, so people don't bitch about being in the 40s. You're at 37, 39, you get a 4th round pick.
In a possible selection So that's going to be an interesting overnight process for Cleveland.
We have 3 3rd-round picks. Right?
Yeah. All the
awesome.
9s. 79, 89, and 99.
Arizona Cardinals taking Josh Rosen at 10 one year. Come back, get Colin Murray at 1 the next. That's the third thing we need to know. The money is not going to cripple you now. Go get it. But I want to get back to New York Giants. Jackson Dart coming back and getting him. We mentioned we're hearing wild rumors, right, DJ? We heard this kind of being whispered. It got to be louder as time went on. That the Giants liked him. And to be able to get Abdul Carter
All right.
3.
Let's post that.
Come back later on and get Jackson Dart.
I remember that first.
What is wrong here? What am I doing? Oh, I should.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I'm pretty happy.
Tomorrow's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for
Yeah.
the day. I mean, I think it's going to be good. I think there's a lot of options on day 2 for line and receiver. I mean, Luther Burton is an option if they want to go receiver, and I like Luther Burton a lot. He's my second receiver in the entire draft. So, Higgins number 1. I don't really like Jaden Higgins that much.
Oh, that's my boy Steve.
I'm not a big Jaden Higgins guy.
I think Jaden. All right, think about it. Like, remember Nico Collins at Michigan? How he was raw but still flashed. That's Jaden Higgins as well. If you really think about it. So there's a developmental aspect to Jaden Higgins. He could really pop in the league.
Yeah,
he already has the
Now you can
traits
take your
to
time with
film,
Jackson Dart, and when he's
the
ready, he's ready.
production on
You put him
tape.
out there,
So.
his legs are going to buy time
Now,
for
I
him to
don't
figure everything else
necessarily
out from a
expect him to get
schematic
another
standpoint, some of the
Nico
differences
Collins
from the
to
college games
receiver,
to the
but
NFL game. If you look at the guys who've
I'm
had
going to advocate
success,
a
the
little
young
bit for Jaden
quarterbacks who've
Higgins.
been
I like Noel better.
majority of them have been very.
That's just yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair. There was a point in time where I liked Noel better, but I just kept watching and I
He's
was
an
like,
athletic kid.
Jaden
And
Higgins
offensive
is pretty good.
coordinators kind of met them happy.
Yep.
Underrated.
All right. Well, I think that might be time to head out. We've been on live for almost 4 hours. We're a little short of 1.5 thousand people that have come in this live, and I gotta say thank you all so much for the support. It means a ton to us. I had a great time. Obviously, it's kind of weird when you don't pick, but I had a good time. We got to talk about different prospects, and especially early in the draft, there was a lot of surprises, so that was pretty fun. I'm excited for tomorrow. Should be a fun day for all of us. We got a lot of picks, a lot of ways to go with this. So, thank you all for